everyone, and welcome to another Wormhole Wednesday here on Covenant Live.
He's a branding genius.
Man, yeah, you have letters that are the same. You stack them together.
Ghost Galaxy?
Fantasy Flight.
Yeah. There was another one. Strangest Stars?
Marvel Monday.
Arkham Monday? Mythos Monday?
Mythos Monday, there it was. Yeah, we had one.
The Fab Tuesday is hard. Fabulous Tuesdays.
You're
trying to pull that over on me. Fabulous Tuesday.
Clearly. Here's the deal. We are going to be playing some Keyforge today, and we're going to be trying the Alliance format. There's been a lot said about it. If you missed the Covenant cast this past week, what's the episode called?
Keyforge Gets It Right.
Ah, spoiler.
Yeah, there's no need to ask the question.
I thought you framed it in the intro as a little more provocative.
I said Keyforge is going to make it. That is a little more provocative, but it doesn't really strike at the moment that Keyforge had, in that this is a moment where they got it right.
Yeah. So they announced Keyforge Celebration. It's happening in November in Minnesota. If you haven't checked out that event and you played the game or are interested at all,
we were looking at going, but didn't we decide we couldn't?
So even though you couldn't, I was still debating it. I have, FFG is headquartered there. I know a lot of people there from previous games and relationships, so I was excited to go to Minneapolis, actually.
Yeah, and you're probably a little bit sweaty having not gone to a gaming event and taken time off for at least a week.
Yeah. But the thing is, the week before that is the World Championship for Fab. So I'm literally gone for a week.
Well, that's easy.
And then I actually have a very notable family event happening that weekend. So it's tough.
The weekend of celebration? The Keyforge
event. Yeah.
Well, what are you considering just skipping it?
Skipping the family event?
Yeah.
Well, so technically the family event was tentative.
Oh, they penciled it in. They didn't pin it in.
Look, listen. If you're out there watching, Daniel, John, etc., they have kids, etc. It's really just the ones with the kids. They have kids.
Tim is etc.
Why?
You have 4. You have 3 brothers and 4 of you.
I couldn't be trouble to list Tim.
I wonder what the last one could be.
So the
so they were all wiggly wobbly about. So you remember, we got kids. We don't know if we're gonna do it.
You remember a decade ago when
vaguely
my own timeliness and scheduling capacity and regimented processes were very loose.
Yeah, gray, very gray person.
The reason that exists like that is because that's how my family operates.
Yeah,
right.
It's like well, maybe we'll.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing where
Shannon's the same way.
Let's say a niece will be having a birthday, and it's on my calendar. I got to the point where I had a notification that came to me 8 weeks beforehand to text and be like, "Hey, is a birthday happening?"
Well, look at you.
I had another one 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week.
Yeah, you've hired some weird people around.
A lot of times, the 1 week would happen, and I would text again to be like, "Hey, what's going on?" And even then, sometimes it's like, "Oh, not really," that kind of a thing. So
we're gonna try to.
All that to say, there was a tentative family thing that's kind of important, and it's a whole. I won't get into all that business.
I mean, it's like Christmas or Thanksgiving.
It's just in November, but
okay.
Given that I was waiting, it's like I don't know if it's actually going to happen or not.
Yeah.
But I committed to it when it was an idea, and it's supposed to be here.
But they haven't crystallized.
Right. But
at a certain point, there is a statute of limitations on how long you can keep your gray.
No, I was. I looked up flights.
Yeah.
I was on the verge. I'm not going.
Okay.
To the Keyforge Celebration. Okay, Back on topic.
You're not yet.
I wish I was going.
I do too.
I would love to be there.
Pretty quick turnaround. It's kind of like Fab. They're learning the lesson consistently, and I don't know that Keyforge had a lot of control over this because it's all kind of slammed together, happening at once with the launch and getting the Kickstarter update or the GameFound thing going on and getting the game rights and all of that. But yeah, you got to announce that stuff early. I mean, it seems to be earlier every year that I get older. I need things earlier.
Totally. And that's tough. But yeah, they announced it 5 or 6 weeks beforehand. So even from a flight standpoint, once you get under 80 days from a thing, sometimes the flights get very expensive.
Yeah.
And hotels are more expensive, and the whole bit. Plus, stuff is planned, right? Things come up. But with the announcement of that, they announced formats. Yeah. And it was a big deal. I've never seen, for a few years, In the Keyforge community, I've never seen so much activity and conversation, but it's really just, it's been years since there's been that much energy in the Keyforge community.
Yeah.
If you're unfamiliar, the Alliance format is where it's kind of like SoulForge. You can take the pods in a house, like the shadow cards from a deck, and you can put 3 pods together to form an alliance and a new deck. Idea being that, and I did some science here, which we'll come back to in a second, is that when you have decks, there's a lot of decks that aren't as great as some of the other decks, and they're unique decks. So if you have a deck that's not that great, you play it a couple times, it goes in the stack, and there's kind of not much to do with it. But they announced it. They announced the formats. People go crazy. A lot of people saying love it. A lot of people saying hate it. Here's why. All kinds of stuff.
A lot of philosophy involved in all of this too. Excuse me, use the big P word there, but a lot of the idea is not even about whether or not I would enjoy it. You know, like that. There's so much of the conversation that isn't. I want to play this or don't want to play this. This isn't what Keyforge is, which is a fundamentally different question of like, are we getting bamboozled here based on what we bought into?
Like that, the first episode of our How to Run a Game series on the podcast was First Principles. What makes the game? Yeah. And is one of the first principles of Keyforge the fact that every deck is a unique deck, pre-packaged, pre-built. It is the way it is. Yeah. No deck building, none of that. But importantly, after there's a lot of negative reactions to this announcement. They followed it up with a second post, a clip.
Disinformats.
Yeah, it's on the keyforging.com website right now, where they kind of clarify not just why they made that decision, but also their general take on the philosophy of the game, the design of the game, what the game is, hitting a lot of those first principle concepts to really reassure people. Really nice. Because one of the concerns I didn't really appreciate up front, to me, it was like, oh, I have tons of not that great decks I would love to do something with. But a concern was they would start designing around the Alliance format. Right. Which is different than designing for a unique, kind of crazy, wacky, open
pick up a
deck, do a thing.
Play. Yeah.
Yeah. So all that said, they made a great post. I think First Principles, we did a whole podcast about that announcement if you want to get our take fully on that specific announcement. But now, like true scientists, we are here. We get our lab coats.
Right. We're logos now.
I was waiting on the lab coats.
We're Star Alliance.
After yesterday, to test this out.
We're working on branding the show. So once we settle on the scientists,
lab coats ahoy,
the card. What would we call ourselves?
I mean, honestly,
Steven and Zach, the science card guys.
The science guys?
Hey, I've been thinking actually too, you know, the most popular YouTube shows right now, as far as I can tell, are just people's names.
Really?
Like I got on this weird kick of like young people YouTube. Not really on purpose. Well, this is like Zach and Timmy is like episode 28, and everyone's like,
this is 100% the personalization thing, though, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's like people want to follow people, not brands.
Right. Right.
So that
speaking of brands, speaking of people, it's Rafe. Oh my gosh.
Rafe, the
Look
deliverer.
at this. This is a triple cube. We've not experienced a triple cube before.
Those are nice cubes.
Yeah, wow.
Now,
can you give me a top down real quick?
Is that a hint that we're supposed to drink this slowly?
Look at those cubes. Look at those cubes.
One is, I mean, this is almost no liquid touching
my cube.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you want to trade drinks or something?
I don't care.
I mean, I'm happy to do it. I did wash my hands.
I was gonna say, do you wash your hands at least every couple days? This looks like the drink we had last time. It's got that red tone. What was the drink you said that like the slower you drink it, the better?
Negroni.
Is this a Negroni?
Negroni? All I can smell is that orange peel, to be honest with you. It looks like a Negroni. Everything about it looks like it. You'll know it the moment you taste it. Yeah. It got that Italian Campari bitterness to it.
Tastes like a Negroni. Tastes like a boot.
Yeah?
You tell me.
It could be a different spirit, though. There's a lot of different variations on the Negroni.
If you're wondering why we're drinking, one, we love cocktails. Two, for a long time, we're working towards what we call 3.0 of our local store. And part of that is going to be a cocktail menu. So we are exploring drinks, and our staff is training, and we are bearing the burden of testing them. What is this drink?
I gotta wait and taste it again.
It's like not weekly. It's an occasional quiz for Steven. I act like I don't know anything, which
is very fun. It's very fun for me. See, this could be a YouTube show right here.
Yeah,
especially
it is a YouTube show. Here we are. What were we talking about before that? I got lost in the drink.
Oh man,
what is it?
This is a curveball for me. Revolver?
No.
No.
I'm gonna keep saying things.
I mean,
Not
it
an
has to have
old-fashioned.
Campari.
It's not a Sazerac.
No. It's a Negroni variant of some kind. It's got the orange peel. But it doesn't have... There's something that's missing that a Negroni usually has. This is fascinating. I'll keep drinking on this, and maybe I'll have better ideas. I had an idea about Keyforge.
Dangerous.
If you really want to send your brain on a little bit of a wrapping your mind around mission of this whole thing that's happened, every Keyforge deck is an alliance deck. Right? So every Keyforge deck is a compilation of 3 houses.
Like if we were playing alliance format right now, I could take this deck here.
Yeah.
As it came.
That is pre-constructed alliance right
As
there.
it came, I could play with this deck.
Yeah, so that's an alliance deck, but the 3 houses in that deck are selected before you are engaged with it. And then, so there's like a pre-selected or a predetermined alliance.
Like
and then
sealed.
there's a constructed alliance format, which is when we choose what pods to use. And then there's that's it. Those are the 2 formats.
There it is.
There it is. I mean, every deck has 3 houses. Whether you mix and match or keep them as they were in the package is your choice.
Yeah.
As a format. I mean, not as a format.
And-
you're not a format. Obviously, you're a human being, but...
News to me. One of the things they...
Zach walking format bun.
One of the things that they, in the update article, clarified is that there's going to be 2 primary restrictions on the alliance format.
Okay.
One is that, the one that was already true is you can't have 2 pods from the same house.
Right. That's
So
already
that's
in the
okay.
pre-sealed situation here.
One is that you cannot mix house pods from different sets.
And that's already in the sealed
and
package as well?
That was one of the biggest concerns because there's degenerate combinations of cards across different sets because
welcome to card
they
games,
weren't
right?
designed together, right? Part of the unique appeal of Keyforge is that cards from Call of the Archons don't show up in Dark Tidings. And so from a designer standpoint, you can create cards that function in a way unlike a normal card game.
Yeah.
Normal card game, you put out set 3 and you've got to be thinking, how does this work with cards from set 1?
It should make it way easier to balance.
It should, yes.
It should.
Yeah. Same with the algorithm that generates and all that kind of stuff. You can you can make sure these 2 cards, even in the same set, never show up together.
Yeah.
Like hypothetically. But the other restriction that they added is there's going to be a restricted list. So it may be like the 4 horsemen are restricted. So you can't have 4 horsemen that are mavericks in this other house so that you show up and now you've got 12 horsemen in your deck or whatever it is.
Or like they could restrict 4 horsemen and Key Vault or whatever, like, some kind of a real acceleration card, and you can't have both of them in a combination.
There's like there's a couple combos that essentially let you play through your whole deck over and over. And then if you can keep playing through your deck, you'll get enough amber and you have a card in your deck that just forces to afford a key. And you can do, once the combo's out, it's like, I get 3 keys, I win.
Yeah. But you see what's happened here already in the conversation that we've had now, the amount of complexity we've now added to explaining how this format works is way bigger than choose a deck and go to a tournament.
It's significant.
It is significant. And now there's ups and downs to that, and that's what they explain in the article, and I think it's worth
and to be fair, these are supposed to be competitive tournament formats. So back in the Thrones days, Thrones LCG, they had a restricted list that would change often of anywhere from 5 to 50 cards that you can't have any 2 cards on the restricted list in the same deck. Yeah. And I still, even as complex as that whole system was, never met a person that was confused. Yeah. It's like by the time you're showing up to a Thrones tournament, you figure it out. Because what I have here, so here's the experiment I'm running a little bit. We're just using Dark Tidings because it's only a single set. Yeah. I went through, and there's a
filing cabinet.
There's a post-it note on each of these. That post-it note is the SAS score of the deck. The reason I wanted to do that is a couple-fold. One is I wanted to see what was the average SAS score across the box. What was also the highest and lowest score. And so SAS is a tool developed by Dexa Keyforge, I believe, that is a general rating of the deck. It's an indicator of its ability to win a standard game of Keyforge. Not perfect. It's really hard for humans to build an algorithm that accounts for synergy across an entire card pool. But it does a pretty good job in my experience. Sometimes you'll have, like, the lowest I had was a 54 from this one box, notably. The highest I had was a 75. So from a range perspective, the average is like 63 or something across the thing, which kind of gives you a bell curve. Now, I have had decks in the 60s that are very good. Like, They rank not as highly, and they can beat 75s on like a routine basis for whatever reason. Sometimes they aren't great at winning, but they might be good at not letting your opponent win.
Yeah.
And so then you slowly just, if they don't have an answer to this one, whatever it is, you can just kind of do this thing. Yeah. But part of it is if we're going to be...
so you've got the scores on there.
That's what I'm saying. This little tab has a number on it. What the score is. But
it's kind of cool.
Interesting things
Look at you go, man. You're a real content guy.
You, again, showing some of the upsides and downsides, a real content guy. And no one asked me to do this. I just did it. But the thing I'm curious about is there's a handful of things we could run. And I'm open to exploration here. But we could play the worst deck against the best deck to see how bad it can go, right? How bad can a deck go? Then also, we could say, all right, let's take 3 of the worst decks in the 50s.
And beat the big deck.
And see
try
if
to
we
beat
can
the big
put them
deck.
together.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I love it. That's a great format. Yeah. Look at you. You see, we just need to set you loose on this stuff. It's like a fish to water on this.
Right. So hypothetically, this here, the deck is called Earthy Durzel. EARTHY space DIRZL. Anyone wants to look it up? It's on Deck's Keyforge. It's on the Keyforge website, etc. That is the worst deck according to SAS in my display of Dark Tidings. My one display that I got. That's the only one I'm getting. It's all the decks I have ever for Dark
I'll play
Tidings.
this one. I'll beat you with it.
And let me find the best deck.
And I'll leave this here.
Dylan's saying I have a deck with a SAS score of 46.
Dylan on a 46. Yeah, Terrence on a 49.
I have some decks in the 40s. Not from this display, but I definitely have some 40s.
I like this. You're done bacon also. Oh man, ever since Letterkenny became popular, I avoided saying "to be fair" like it's the plague. So tired of hearing people repeat it over and over. That is one thing I think I'm starting to get over. To be fair.
I'm always fair.
Yeah. But it's funny how these things move in and out of a kind of popular dialects, because they become like a thing, and then I don't know, they just reach a certain critical mass, and then we try to stop saying them. Like interesting. All
right, so here's you're gonna want that. The 75 SAS deck is F period C period Gordon, comma the 7th. Let me see if I can get links.
That does seem a little more distinguished than Earthy Durzel.
Yeah,
seems like the main character for sure.
Yeah. Got a cool looking avatar. I'm not even gonna look at it. We're just gonna dive in.
Miss Maisel's sister or something.
Yeah. Earthy Durzel.
Earthy Durzel.
All these decks are Dark Tidings. That's right, Devo. Apparently, the lowest SAS ever recorded is 33, and that should really be 1, right? I mean, if we're gonna refactor the numbers correctly, it should be a scale that has the lowest as the lowest integer, right?
Weird scales. Let's talk about temperatures for a minute.
Well, 0 Celsius is freezing.
Yeah, but what's 0 Fahrenheit?
Well, that is a different kind of problem.
Also, the fact that you can get to negative Celsius. I mean,
yeah, below freezing.
What's a negative temperature, though?
Well, it's below freezing. It describes the energy present in the system.
I would love if you beat me with this deck.
I would too. Maybe we should let that happen.
Yeah, so also, meantime, we'll see how much time we have, but let's say I win this game, and let's say we make a combination of the worst decks and figure out like somewhat of a better thing. The other half of that coin is, let's take the 2 best decks and see how ridiculous it can get. But my theory, back to the lab coat.
Yeah, we need to have cuts. We need to cut to the lab coat section.
I do feel like we could have segment. One series is this almost scientific series.
But the question is, can you find a black lab coat? I mean, really?
Oh, yeah, totally. Rice is on it.
Yeah, we can.
Or do we finally get to see you in a white lab coat?
Ian Schaefer, did I miss the Covenant Fashion Talk today? Steven, looking amazing in that sweater.
Thank you, Ian. Yeah, I'm so stoked on this. I've never had a sweater before, really. I had one when I was like 15, and then I didn't have... it just wasn't on the priority list, let's say, for the next 20 or so years, and then grabbed this one used.
Budgenator, he looks very cozy in that sweater. Looks like he needs a pipe.
Honestly, that's why I'm wearing it, to be honest. Like, it is not a distinct decision about building my character on stream or anything. It is just taking it off right now seems like the worst decision I can make. It's like a blanket that is like beautifully wrapped.
Well, it does bring a certain comfort to the show. We need to be cold in here so we can just like have a fireplace on.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's decisions to be made there. I don't know.
But we can have a whole it can be different things, but a series that is just science-based approach to something.
Yeah, what would we call it? Experiments. We need a clever word with experiment. You have an E word for experiments? Something gaming related?
After that, I started with enticing, and then I was like, no.
Yeah, it's got to be SEO friendly to like, so tabletop experiments is the first, and then game experiments is the second, and then hypotheses maybe?
Yeah, lab is another word that you could use instead.
Yeah. Living card game lab would be good for a very small subset.
Very small subset. Someone asking, Chris Gilbert, are we going to mix decks? Yes, we are. So we're going to start out with one. This is Archon format. Steve and I both chose our favorite decks. Just kidding. Steven has a really low SAS score deck. I have a high SAS score deck. And we're just going to see how that plays.
Seems like Zach always gives you the low score one.
He picked.
When he's testing.
I was willing.
Tabletop theory.
There it is.
I mean, that's it. Thank you just for it. You've done it.
Boom. We need to talk to our audience more.
Tabletop testing. Tabletop theory.
I like theory.
Yeah.
Table theory?
Table theory, it's like...
We're taking the theory to the table.
Yeah, how many...
Take it to the table.
How many theories do you have about tables in general?
Theories on the table.
Yeah. I like that, Jason. It's hard to imagine Steven and Zach actually going home between streams. Homes with, kitchens, beds, and closets. We do, though. We really do. You'll probably be there, too, at some point, when we eventually just stream everything.
Home.
We go full on,
24/7.
Post-apocalyptic.
You know what we could do? I'm going to start a Patreon to hire someone to just follow me with the camera constantly.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I have to imagine this is the most exciting thing you do all day.
Absolutely.
It only goes downhill from here.
Can you imagine the cut sequence of me trying to figure out when my niece's birthday is?
Oh, yeah.
It's next, I'll tell you. It's so exciting and invigorating.
I can imagine it. You're calling your relatives. Can we please get this on the calendar?
Van saying I should take a chain or two. So the point of this is to show if you, Steven, the new Keyforge player, comes to the local scene.
Is this really a problem?
He buys a single deck. He shows up to a tournament. This is what he's going to experience.
This is what he's going to experience. And maybe it's fine.
I just want to see how,
Do you have keys for me? These are my keys.
No, these are mine. Don't touch my stuff.
Okay, don't touch my stuff.
Remember, we have the Amber tokens that are, every set is unique.
Yeah, that's still crazy to me.
I have a couple of my own here. I love these, the holiday ones.
Yeah.
Are we doing any compatible with Keyforge holiday things?
Yeah, we're gonna do. We're gonna bring back in that supplement set, and we're gonna change the stun tokens to yellow.
These things, these blue ones.
Yeah, because they waffled on them. They made them blue for one set when we were designing.
Are we doing the Rage and?
Yeah, we're gonna bring those back.
I get
and the
asked
armor
about that
tokens and those kinds of things because we don't currently sell those on the site. Of course, it hasn't really mattered for a number of years.
Yeah.
But it's a little more important now that Keyforge is back in the game. Who's
Ooh,
going first?
Andrew Cartwright. What's up, man? Saying call the sciencey show cardboard chemistry.
Oh, I mean that's just genius.
And it's
I mean you take that one right to the bank.
Unfortunately,
I could get a loan on that one.
I feel like if we
can somebody write that down?
If the
cardboard
people
chemistry
on the show were in a relationship together,
we are.
But I mean, like
a romantic relationship.
Chemistry.
Oh,
it's like
man,
this is like
great.
It's like a dating show that's also like you just add that third layer on there. That's what sends it over the top.
Why don't we do the show, but our wives are on as well?
Oh my goodness, dude! If we were just like here talking and it was actually Shannon and Serena that were playing the game and doing the experiment, it would be very funny. Yeah, cardboard chemistry, next level.
You could chop that out to MTV.
I'm telling you, man.
That's trash
maybe
television.
That's where we need to go. We should pitch to Netflix for the live, or the whatever you would call that.
Evens odds. Even Steven. I'll go first. I don't think I get to see my hand first, but.
Andrew, well, that escalated quickly.
Okay.
Obsidian, what's up? Saying, holiday Keyforge and Flesh and Blood tokens. Well, what else would we do?
All right, here's what I'm gonna do.
Bavo, Archon tokens out of stock. Asking for a friendly new player. Sign up for the wait list. We will get those back as soon as we can. What's that?
Let's start with an Imperial Road.
Tell me more.
It's my first turn of the game, so I get to play one card. It's an Omni ability. I can play a Starian creature, but it enters play stunned. So if
Yeah, I remember that thing.
Seems a good first turn
I
play.
think you played this deck against me last time we played Keyforge.
Somehow I just naturally knew the worst deck to grab.
Chris Gilbert, are your wives into games? That's
No.
a big capital N-O.
That is a big no.
My wife likes to make the right decision. So when you were playing a game, constantly having to make decisions, and you don't like her doing new things is a little uncomfortable. It's like she wants to be good at something before she does it.
She's a researcher.
In front of people.
Yeah.
It's like don't. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So like games are like terrifying to her.
It would be so fun though and entertaining.
Yeah.
You would really get the full game experience where it's like, you know what? Here's 90 to 95% of the population's reaction to playing a board game, particularly for the first time.
Yeah.
I've had that with all of my friends. I mean, like teaching Wingspan was even like a
task.
A difficulty, yeah. Because like it's overwhelming at first. If you're not used to even simple things of like things going to move around the board. And there's an idea that we're going to collect resources and we're going to establish where things go on the board. Like very normal things for us seem very natural, but it's not normal.
Check this out from Kit Kat. Just got my new
I love your
Archon
candy bars.
Yeah, I just got my new Archon tokens. Introduced my partners and friends to Keyforge and they all love it. I'm hopeful about Alliance. Also important to remember.
Love it.
I would bet 99% plus of Keyforge is played as either local sealed or kitchen table.
Yeah. 99?
I think it's 99%.
I'd go 95. That's something we should test.
Well, prove it.
Cardboard chemistry. Here we go. Over to you.
It would be fun to like do an elaborate experiment to try to figure out how we're actually going to test that. All right, let me actually look at my hand and make a decision. That seems good.
You mean play the game? Look at my hand and make a decision. This is kind of an oppressive deck I've got. I have a feeling it's gonna be a deck that doesn't do anything but just slow you down. I mean, half of SAS is how many little amber baubles do you have on the cards?
What is happening with this deck?
Well, it's supposed to be a slam dunker.
I mean, I don't think it's bad, but it's strange. Huh. Well, let's go with Untamed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play Chenille, Chenille. Hazardous 6. Don't punch it.
You take 6 before it resolves, or as it
When
resolves?
you attack it, you take 6 before it happens.
Does it also die?
I mean, if you die first, no.
So you take 6, and then if you're still in the fight, it's dead.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
I'm 99% sure that's how Hazardous works.
Right. Yeah, Bombix. Okay.
As an action, I can return a Bombix from my discard pile to my hand. Now that any action would exhaust me. Okay. Then I'm going to attach Way of the Pixie. This creature gains Reap, gain an Amber. So you don't want to attack it. It can just sit here and reap.
Mm-hmm.
On and on it goes, and then I'll pass to you. Okay. What is happening? Wow. Huh.
Okay.
David, what's up? Legendary Stand LMAO, a Chenille deck. I don't even know what that means.
All right, we're going to use the Omni ability. Play a Saurian. It's going to come in stunned. Yeah, whose tokens are we using?
That big pile of tokens.
Okay, we're using...
I just had to get my keys out because you don't have 2 sets of keys.
Well, I mean, you got them so nicely organized.
I'm happy to use mine.
Well, you want to use yours?
Yeah,
Just use yours.
They're in this nice little container. All right, go ahead.
Have you seen that movie? I just watched it recently. I think it just hit Netflix fairly recently. It's Matrix guy.
Which one?
The guy.
Neo?
No, the guy, the actor.
Keanu.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves. Thank you. Yeah.
Neo.
Keanu Reeves and Gary Busey. Early 90s. There's a crime syndicate, a bank robbing team that it turns out is a group of surfers, and he has to start surfing. Keanu has to start surfing and infiltrate the
surfer crew.
The crew.
I have not seen it.
And then he gets hooked on surfing.
I haven't seen it. But the moral of the story is that surfing's
It's called like
great.
Rip Tide or Tide Break or something.
What prompted you to see this?
I just saw it on my Netflix feed. I thought it.
Point Break?
Point Break. Yeah. How about that movie being weird, right?
Yeah, Point Break. Clayton's on it.
Yeah, Point Break. Yeah, that's a cult. I could see that being a cult classic. I could watch that on like New Year's every day or every year, as like a ceremony. As like this is the thing that I do. That's kind of weird, but everybody's.
How you mentioned Garrett Busey and not Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, Swayze. You know, he can take it or leave it. I'm gonna choose Sanctum as my thing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna deal 3 damage to that.
What's it say?
It's Hammergram. Deal 3 damage to a creature and stun it.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was a fun combo in it. And then I'll pass.
Okay.
And then I can discard anything from the house that I don't want, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that here. It's this deck. Yeah, we're gonna make this work.
All right, we're gonna go Star Alliance. I'm gonna play Comm Officer Hings. When I play her, I can search my deck for Comm Officer Gross, reveal it, and put it in my hand. He's already in my hand, unfortunately.
Oh, missed the value.
Fight, reap. Hold on, I'm just gonna look just in case there's another copy. That'd be funny.
There's Point Break jokes in the Avengers movies. Well, Jason, I haven't really seen the Avengers movies, so I guess I wouldn't have known that. So is it a cult classic? It sounds like everybody knows what's going on. I'm surprised how many people know about it, because like I thought it was like a really obscure.
I mean, it's got a lot of actors in it.
It's cool, man.
They're relevant.
It's cool. It's both better and worse than you would expect.
And they interplay exhausted, right? Or do they interplay normal? You just can't use them.
They interplay exhausted. Yeah, they don't have a fancy.
Then we're gonna play
summoning
Professor
sickness.
Emeritus Keering. I can use one of his neighbors, but there's no neighbors out to use, so here we are.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna play Comm Officer Gross. I just say where. When he fights or reaps, I can give a power counter to each creature between him and her.
Okay.
When she fights or reaps, I can draw a card for each creature in between those two.
Okay.
So it could be really gross, but they're clogging up my hand, and I can't get creatures on the board if I don't get them out of my hand.
Yeah, I got you.
Over to you.
Well, we have to ask the question: how are we going to win this game? You know.
Good question to ask. Wow. What is art? I see. I should not have allowed Chanel to go. Barely knew you.
Okay, I think I get it. I'll choose Saurian.
Oh, is that true? Professor Emeritus. His ability has a little tide logo next to it. So I think I can only use that when the tide is high.
Oh, is that what that means?
I had no idea that was the thing. It was cool. I didn't use it.
Okay.
What up, Thomas Lindner saying, "Oh, cool, y'all are still streaming. This new format is kind of exciting."
Yeah, we're checking it out. Now, this isn't Alliance format quite yet. We're taking the weakest deck against the strongest deck, and then we're going to come back in. I'll choose Saurian. Destroy each creature with power 4 or lower, gain a chain.
You did it.
Yeah, nailed it.
You cleared that board.
Yeah. And then Sensor Philo comes in there. And then I'll remove the chain, draw a card, pass to you.
Okay. I'm going to go Untamed. We're going to play a Bombex, and Amber. It says play, destroy a friendly Chenille. If I do not, destroy Bombex.
Oh, nice.
So you want to have
them
together. But then I am going to play a Mollymawk. Play, destroy an artifact, and I'll blow up your Imperial Road.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah.
That's devastating.
Sorry,
dude.
dog.
How dare you?
Back over to you. You may tell you something. I'm going to, no matter what you say.
No. Well, too bad.
I sure don't. Keyforge is a fun game.
Yeah, it is.
We've done nothing
yeah,
yet.
you know,
really?
we're having a good time. We're having a good time.
Seth, hey gang, late to the stream, but excited to see some Keyforge action.
All right, let's go Star Alliance here. Let's get some board built. Let's play an away team. When it's destroyed, all the upgrades go to my archives instead of the discard pile. We're going to put Light of the Archons on that puppy. +1 power and armor for each upgrade attached to it. So currently 1 and 1. We can go and mark that with our handy dandy token set that will be available soon.
Dysphoria saying, what is happening in this game? I'll give you a very, very quick rundown. Each deck in Keyforge is unique. Each deck has 3 different houses on it. You see my house card here. 3 icons on the bottom. 12 cards from each house in a deck. On your turn, hand of 6, you choose a house. You can play any number of cards from that house. You can use any number of cards from your house on the table. Basic action most creatures can do is reap, which is exhaust to gain an amber. At the beginning of your turn, if you have 6 or more amber, you forge a key.
Dysphoria might actually know how to play Keyforge.
First,
just asking about this particular game.
Who knows? Yeah. First, if you're out there and you're asking, and you don't know what's up, first person to 3 keys wins the game. There we go.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think destroying that Imperial Road has completely stopped any kind of glimmer of hope this deck has. Because if that Imperial Road's out, like, it actually is pretty good. Because I've got about 1 dino in hand per turn, and I can just keep rocking them.
Keep churning.
Take a Saurian turn, unstun everything. You know how it goes. End of my turn, everything stands up.
Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go shadows. We're gonna play a shoulder id taunt. Creatures' neighbors cannot be attacked unless they have taunt.
Right on.
Shoulder id cannot fight. When shoulder id would deal damage, steal 1 instead.
Oh.
So it doesn't hurt you.
So it doesn't. Like, if I attacked it, it wouldn't fight back. It would steal 1, but then it would also die if I killed it.
If you did 6, yeah. Then we're gonna play Brend the Fanatic. Play, your opponent gains an amber. I'm just helping you out.
Seriously, me?
Yeah. But when he's destroyed, I steal 3.
I won't destroy him. Won't touch him.
Well, I will. Let's play a Cement Shoes. Deal 2 damage to a creature. Let's do 2 damage here. If the damage destroys that creature, it does not. I would raise the tide. And then I'll pass to you.
What's up, Mantis?
Wow.
Okay. Well, let's go with, so it doesn't fight. So as long as I swing at a 6, it's cool. You steal 1, and that's a real steal, right? Like, that's like, you're not
Straight
messing
up.
around, you know? Okay, destroy an artifact, got it. Understood. Okay, let's choose Star Alliance. I'm gonna do a Lay of the Land. Gain 1 amber, look at the top 3, draw 1.
Schmendrix, that new green sweater, is getting worn in properly.
Yeah, thank you. It's very cozy. Nice. Love this. I'm going to draw this card, and I'm going to put these back in some order. Let's do that. I kind of know what's going on now. Next. Then I'll play an Officer's Blaster. Here. It's going to gain me an amber. It gets +2 power, so let's go ahead and just...
I see what you did there.
Mark that here. And then if it's destroyed, it's going to go to the creature to the right. So we're going to pass that around. And then we're going to reap twice here and call check on you.
Look at that.
Here we go.
In the house.
And then I will draw a card.
All right, let's play a game.
Mantis, the Alliance format is where you can take any Keyforge deck, and if you think about a Keyforge deck, it's 3 houses combined, 12 cards each house. Is it 12 cards each house, right? 36? So what you can do in the Alliance format is you can take a house from any Keyforge deck and mix it with a house from any other Keyforge deck and a house from any other Keyforge deck. They got to be different houses, same set, to do a little light constructed experience. So it's kind of like the Star Wars LCG. You have pods of 12 cards in these houses, and you can combine them into a new Alliance deck. So you break them out of their kind of sealed configuration. And there are some additional rules around it, but it gives you the idea.
We're gonna go Star Alliance.
Imagine if your entire Keyforge collection was all of your decks times 3, and then those were the building blocks you had to make one deck that was 3 houses. Pretty crazy to think about that, actually.
Yeah.
It's like 12 decks becomes 36 house slices, which becomes almost infinite amount of decks.
Yeah, so like
36 combined 3 different ways.
With the 16 in a Soulforge that you compare 2 of them together is 96 combinations.
Yeah.
So 36 things that you can pull any 3. I don't know. It's crazy.
It goes nuts, doesn't it?
Grand Alliance Council. Choose a creature of each house. So it's
By the
just
way,
here.
Manta said he was doing this from day 1. He was just playing like this.
I don't hate it so far. I'm going to choose this one and this one.
Okay.
Destroy each other creature.
Storage creature not chosen.
That's right. That's right.
So
So I
you
didn't
chose this
choose
one,
that,
this one.
and I didn't choose this.
So this guy gets destroyed.
When this is destroyed, I steal 3 amber.
Okay. I'll give that to you. Do you just wanted me to give them to you physically?
Yeah, that would be nice. Thank you.
This guy upgrades go to my archive, so I'll go ahead and put that down here. And there we go.
We will continue down this road.
Yeah.
I'm going to play Biome Discovery. Gain amber. Then, if the tide is high, it's not. Otherwise, raise the tide. So we're going to raise the tide.
Tide is high for you, low for me.
Yep. And then that goes to the discard. And then I'm going to play a Universal Translator. Gain an amber. And I'm going to attach it to a creature, and it says, this creature gains Fight Reap. Use a friendly non-Star Alliance creature. So, we will...
Such a those abilities in Keyforge are busted.
And then pass to Reap.
All right. That guy's got to go, right?
He's got to go.
Man. Shoulder head's good, yeah.
Yeah, shoulder it is good. Isn't it?
I'm gonna do something that's not wise. But sometimes you gotta make lemons out of lemonade, right?
Check.
Mm.
Check, please. Sometimes you do gotta make lemons out of lemonade.
Okay. Let's think about options. Options. Well, we've got that option. This guy's an issue. Okay, so I'm gonna choose Saurian. You don't have any creatures with baubles on them.
Dave-O coming in with the pun. Feels like the tide has turned.
We're gonna go 7 attack into Shoulder Id. You're gonna steal 1. And then die.
Nice plan.
Yeah. I'll play Decadence. Exalt, ready, and use a friendly creature. So I'm gonna ready here, exalt here, and use. And I'm gonna swing for 7 on your Mollymock.
Do a 5 back.
And I'll take 5. Two remaining. Yeah, do we want to, like, you know? Sure. I mean, it's so easy for you to get rid of that guy. Ugh. Let's we'll spread it around a little bit. Let's exalt, ready, and use the Rocketeer Trisco with Decadence. We'll just reap. Exalt. We'll play a Lapisaurus here. It's gonna taunt to protect that Sensor Philo, hopefully. And then I'll discard and end my turn.
All right. Start my turn. Cash 6 amber in. Forge a key. And carry on.
Carry on my wayward.
Well. Let's see. Alright. I'm gonna go with Untamed. We're gonna play Old Patty. Check this out.
I love Old Patty.
If the tide is high and I reap with him, I can discard the bottom 3 cards of my deck.
Just the one.
Oh, well, it's discard 1.
Oh,
if
or
it's
the
high,
bottom 3.
Okay,
Yeah,
play
yeah.
each creature discarded this way, 1 at a time. Gonna put 2 of them in play.
Come on. Look at you sassing around.
Then I'm gonna play Reclaim by Nature. I could purge an artifact. There are none to purge.
Yeah, luckily.
But like if you had that thing, the Imperial Guard, I could just purge it. It's gone for good. Then I'll pass to you.
Double patties, man.
Call this deck Patty Cakes.
That's crazy. That's really good. Well, that's gonna be a problem.
We like the stock. We like the stock. Fudgenator. Old Patty is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, what can I do about this?
I mean, you can swing at him.
I guess not. Maybe lower the tide. What is that? 3 chains for me to have the tide?
Yeah, but then I can still reap and potentially play the bottom 2.
You could also just do the same thing back to me and then...
Which I definitely would, because discard the bottom 6 and play up to, I don't know, 6 creatures.
It's a bummer too, because like all my stuff is a power 4 or lower, like it hits.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you should be able to at least destroy one of them.
I can
right?
destroy one of them, yeah, for sure. But... Where's this Rocketeer, which is kind of go away? Maybe I can make that happen, actually.
Just punch a bear.
There you go. Well, I'd have to choose that house.
Yeah,
That's the issue. I want to swing with the 2 power and then pass it and then swing again. Okay, you're gonna get 1 patty in. This is the way of things. I know what you want. You want a piece of me.
Dude, Old Patty's awesome.
Old Patty's crazy.
Look at this guy. He's just fishing. Just fishing.
All right, let's do Saurian. I'm gonna swing at one of your old patties. You're gonna get an amber off of me as the captured.
The value. The value.
Let's get us to the right.
All right.
Okay. Love it. Then we'll do Indignatus. When the tide is low, it deals no damage when fighting.
Oh, great.
That's a problem right now. And the Senator is coming
Makes
in
sense,
here.
though. Like, sharks can't come up to the
It
shore.
makes a lot of sense. And then the Senator, after a creature reaps, exalt it.
All right.
That's yours as well.
Yeah.
Old Patty got a target on his back. And then Lapisaurus is going to reap, of course.
All right. Yeah, great. Now it's time to go to the Old Patty slot machine.
Yeah, that's
You know
right.
what I
Why
mean?
not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
All right. My turn. I'm going to go with Untamed. We're going to reap with Old Patty. Tide is high, so we're going to discard the bottom 3. Playing creatures 1 at a time. Fifalad, destroy a Bombax if you do not destroy this. But it again, Amber.
It's gone. Check.
2, we're going to get Diplomat a Gun. Play, fight, reap. For the remainder of the turn, a friendly creature belongs to the house of your choice in addition to its other houses. Not exactly doing anything for me.
Not right now, man.
And then we're going to discard a Mug.
That was totally fine, you know?
Fine value.
Hope you don't have any other untamed things to play.
We're going to play Youngest Bear over here. Youngest Bear has a reap ability. I may reap with one of his neighbors. Let's actually do it here. Because if I'm going with Untamed, they can already do their thing. Then I will...
He reaped, yeah, right? So
I
he's
get one.
exalted.
Oh, yeah. I will pass and say check.
All right.
Checks total Amber on your side of the board.
Yeah, we gotta do it that way, don't we? Okay. Let's do Sanctum. Let's start with the Grand Melee. Each creature that does not share a house with at least one of its neighbors goes away. Let me make sure that this is
goes to you.
the first. This is my. This goes to you.
Oh, thanks. It's like a gift exchange.
Little exchange. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Clean that up a little bit, you know. I'll play Epic Quest. You know.
There it is. That was the card I couldn't remember the other day.
It's the card we probably don't really want, is it? Let's play Bulwark.
I love Bulwark. That's an OG card.
Yeah, we'll play it here. That's a fine way to do that. And then I don't see any way around it. I'll take 3 chains to raise the tide.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those decks that need the alliance is going to help it because like I need cards that raise the tide. And then we're going to play Strange Ordination, gain 3.
Check.
Check it out. What's it all about? All right, Forge.
Yeah. Well, check. Oh, I forge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little ahead of the curve here.
Yeah, you got a few. It's a game of racing, right?
I've lost a game from this position before.
Yeah, it's possible.
All right, I'm gonna go Shadows. I'm gonna play Loot or Pillage and steal 1. Muchas gracias. We're gonna play Old Bruno. When I play him, he gets to capture 3.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Before I do that, back it up. I'm gonna play it, but I'm gonna play Kerwallop first. Deal 1 damage to each creature. Get an amber for each creature destroyed this way. So let's do 1 to your guy.
1 to the Senator.
Yeah. Then I'll play Old Bruno.
Senator.
Thank you. Then I will attach a hand cannon. Get an amber. And if he fights, I can move an amber from this creature to my pool.
Okay.
And then I'll pass to you.
You got it. All right, standing on up. Move on over. Move over and down, move down, dee-dee-dee-dee. It's elusive too. That's cool.
And I gotta punch him twice. That's cool.
Okay. All right, so we got Bruno with all that money. We've got 2 attacks to send, of course. We can always send 2. That's gonna get you back in
CA Bacon.
the check zone.
You're done bacon.
But
Doo-doo.
we've also got issues. Okay, this pool isn't for this moment. So what we're gonna do is we're going to choose a house that, well, they can get it done, sadly.
It's a so Saurian turn.
It's not good. It's not good. All right, let's choose Saurian. We'll elusive out Old Bruno, and then we'll swing with 2 armor. Take 1.
He got him back.
And I'll pass.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Check.
Doo-doo-doo.
The tempo is not good.
All right, let's go with
Definitely Negroni.
Starlance. We're gonna play Psy Officer Quincan. Elusive after a player chooses an active house that it matches no cards in play. Steal an amber.
That's rude.
I'm gonna play an amber back. Play, raise the tide. This creature gains at the start of your turn. If the tide is high, capture 2. Love to see it.
You're doing a lot of things with Amber.
It seems like it, yeah. Selective preservation. Choose a creature of each power value. Destroy each creature not chosen. I'll choose 2. And the 4. And the 5, and then I'll blow up all.
Bulwark gone.
And then I will pass to you.
Okay.
You get your key.
That's right. Look at that go. Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, 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 boom. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm left with 1. Let's go. And whenever I choose a thing, you steal 1 if I choose something not in play.
Yep.
That's a real pain.
Although all of your houses are in play right now. Star Alliance.
Oh, it's even in your side of the table.
Yeah.
Well, would you look at that? Elusive. Assault doesn't get around elusive, does it?
You're asking the wrong.
Would it do 2 before the attack actually is happening?
I think elusive negates the attack completely.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure. Anyone chat now?
Okay. 2 armor. Got it. Yeah, you're just gonna have to live in this life. Okay, let's play a biome discovery. We're gonna gain an amber, and we're gonna raise the tide. If it's not there, I get to raise it. Oh, this is gone. Is it gone? No, maybe not.
Chris saying I think assault works.
No, it's only one.
So I think assault would do it.
It would do it. Is that the advantage of assault?
I'm gonna believe Chris.
Everyone's saying assault gets through elusive. Oh, well, it's a perfect situation for me. If you can believe it.
Just works right out.
Yeah, because here, let's play Unity or Discord. Choose a friendly, user-friendly non-star alliance. I'm just gonna attack Psyops there with assault. We love it. We love it. We love it.
Nothing to do with all my lead.
And then,
How's that epic quest going?
It's not epic at all. No.
Yeah, it's just miserably.
Servers are down. I'll just play Shield You Later here. It's gonna capture an amber from you. If you can put it right on there, if you don't mind, you can put it right on my card myself.
Remember that Star Wars TCG card, Homie Missile?
Yeah, it was based on the Magic card. They ripped it up, and
genius.
Ever since then, we've realized that there's a different way to approach games.
Yeah.
Ending my turn and losing a chain and drawing up to 5.
We will go Shadows. I'm gonna play Cement Shoes. We'll do 2 damage here.
You're doing 2 there.
Yeah, getting in.
I've got my guys are too good for you.
They're beefy. Play another Shoulder Id. We're also gonna play Captain No Beard.
Another Shoulder Id? You good.
Captain No Beard. Each of his neighbors has Taunt. He also has Reap, Capture 1. And then we'll pass it over to you. Shoulder Ids are annoying.
Well, you said it, man. You said it. Okay.
Wow, that seems good. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is good, actually. Actually, this is quite good.
Hit me with it.
Hit me with a home run. I mean, I'm yeah, we can play into this. Let's do Saurian.
Okay.
I'm gonna reap. It's gonna give me one. It's gonna exalt me as well. I'm gonna reap here. Give me one natural. Exalt me. Then I'll play Berry Riches If the tide is high, move 1 amber from each creature to its controller's pool.
Wow.
There it is.
Wow. Look
Yeah,
at you making lemons out of lemonades.
Making lemons out of lemonade. That's so good. And then
Von Talk asking how we're liking Alliance. And correctly, Andrew saying they haven't started yet.
yeah, we got bamboozled on that. It was a great idea. Idea before its time, really. We probably should have just played the format we said the video was about. Right?
It is about it.
I mean, it is about
Science.
it. Yeah.
We got time.
We're cardboard chemists or
What
whatever.
did you just play? What is this big thing?
Venator Altum. After I'm dealt damage, if the tide is low, exalt Venator Altum, but it is not low.
Okay.
More downside than upside.
So the symbol doesn't mean that the tide necessarily. It
It's
just means the
tide-based
ability
effect.
is affected
Yeah.
by the tide. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and go.
Let's go ahead and go.
Star Alliance, I suppose. I'm gonna play CR Officer Hawkins has deploy, so I can put him
Who
in my
could
line.
forget CR Officer Hawkins?
When I play it, I gain 1 amber for each of his neighbors that is not Star Alliance. Don't mind me.
Say what? What'd you just do?
I gain an amber for each of his neighbors that's not Star Alliance.
Oh, that's a great card.
That's a great card.
That's great card.
We're gonna play Zap. Deal 1 damage to a creature for each house represented among creatures.
All creatures.
Star Alliance,
Yep.
Saurian.
Yep.
2 damage.
Shadow.
Shadow 3. Oh
Yeah.
no. I will still do 3 damage here.
Okay.
Thanks for playing. Then I will raise the tide. Gain some chance. Use these big old chain tokens. End of my turn. Readies. I'll draw 1 less because of my chains. And pass over you. Oh, check, by the way.
Check.
Yeah.
Game check.
Game check.
Checkmate.
Check.
Kind of a situation. Well, it's not
Well,
checkmate, really. is it?
It's true check.
Okay, well, I got a key coming in. Look at this. Look at us racing, dude.
He's there.
This is a real game now. You better respect the game. I got game.
He's got game.
I got game, man.
Our entire theory would crumble overnight.
Like that Twista song. I'm going to play Doorstep to Heaven. Each player with 6 amber or more loses all but 5 of it.
Did it.
And I gain 1 just for playing it, if you can believe it.
You're gonna make me work for it.
When do I decide to pick up my archives at the start of my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll play... We're definitely gonna play some cards.
Cool. We like cards.
Oh, hold on. Before I play that, I got an idea before I do that.
Okay.
No, I don't have an idea. There's no idea. You got this board. You got this board going on. All right, let's play first or last. I'm going to purge each creature with the lowest power, which is currently 2. I would choose highest, but I unfortunately played a high power guy. Then we'll play a Taxing Journey. I'm going to gain an amber, and then a friendly creature captures 1, and then its neighbors that share a house also capture 1. So we'll go 1 there and 1 here. Oh, right. It's from you. This is from him.
This is from him.
And then let's deploy a Badge Magus. I can fight, and then when I do, I ready and fight with each of my neighbors. So that seems pretty good, yeah? And I'll pass.
Okay. Let's go.
Look at Van. You see Van advocating for me here? I like that comment.
Yeah, I have a filter where anything complimenting you just doesn't show up in my chat.
What Sass doesn't show is that Steven is a much more savvy player than Zach at Keyforge. Steven improves Sass scores 40%.
Fudgenator, meanwhile. You see Fudgenator?
Oh, no, I don't read those.
He's saying SAS for Dark Tidings is the most inaccurate when compared to other sets, and even low SAS decks are still very playable.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's actually just all me.
I mean, I can't prove it. Either way.
Mr. J saying Sass is nonsense and ruins the fun of the game.
It may be nonsense.
You're saying it, but it doesn't ruin the fun. We're still having fun.
Yeah.
Even with Sass nonsense.
Well. Sarah. We're gonna go with shadows.
Good. Yeah.
I'm gonna reap and capture one.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
I'm beginning that back.
I'll reap. Go to 5.
And he also does not exalt anymore because you got rid of that.
We're gonna play another shadow id. And then I'll pass to you.
Dang.
A captain in the shadows.
I'm on the clock.
Here's a chain.
And they got taunt, don't they? Ugh. Come on, man.
They do have taunt, yeah. They have double taunt.
All right, I'm going to pick up my archive. Okay. Got it. It's a dangerous game we're playing here.
You can get there, man.
I know.
Whew.
And I will be getting there expressly. But can you do something about it? Can you steal it, you know? Because you've got 2 steals on the board right there. So we need to, like...
Straight up. I just swing at something and steal.
Straight up.
Straight up, man. Do. It's in my head. It won't go away.
Huh. So... Are you chained up? You're chained up there.
I have 1 chain.
You have 1 chain left?
Yeah. How you doing over there, Bryce? I need a Bryce cam.
No,
He's fading.
ain't nobody need that.
Yeah. I need it. Don't you see? You know what's gonna happen. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna get you. Don't know how I'm gonna get you back.
I'm gonna get you.
By the end of the day, I'm gonna get you.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare
Shadows War.
Declare dinosaur.
I declare dinosaur. Ooh, okay. I think you know, I've got to play. I've got the gambit in front of me. I got to play the gambit here. Okay, we're gonna declare Star Alliance. Okay, you cool with that?
Sure.
We're gonna reap. Let's start where all good things start.
Reaping ain't easy.
I pitch stacked really nicely here. Then I'll play Zap. It's 4 damage, I think. 4 different houses. 1, 2, 3, 4. On Captain No Beard there.
Alliance Sanctum.
Gains me 1, and then I'll gain 1 back that you stole from me.
Got him. That's not what you were supposed to do.
Then I'll play Light of the Archons here on Lapisaurus. +1 power, +1 armor for each upgrade. Just mark that. Also gain an amber. Whew, Keyforge, you got a lot of tokens, don't you? Check. Currently. We'll play a sabotage mission. Gain an amber. Keys cost +1 for each different power value among friendly creatures during your opponent's next turn. 1, 2, 3. So your keys are +3, if that would matter.
If I have like a forced foraging situation.
Yeah. Now this is where I'm really gonna get hosed here. Then we'll play a static collection array. Gain an amber. I don't know if you do. You know, maybe you can. Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. Keys cost -1 while the tide is high, and +1 while the tide is low.
Your keys.
All keys. My keys. Then we'll do Operative Espeon. Let's just put Espeon over here. Oh wait, we're way off, aren't we? Coming in there. Then I'll pay 3 chains to raise the tide. And when I do, it says after a player raises the tide during their turn, they may use a creature they control.
Oh.
And the way I figure it, if I attack a shoulder id here, you're going to steal 1. If I don't attack a shoulder id, you're going to steal 1. So that equates to the same thing. So what I'm instead going to do is
What house are you activating?
I'm in Star Alliance, but I can use any creature I control right now. Now what's cool about this is I could use the Badge Magus to fight. And then I would ready and fight with both of my neighbors.
But
like,
bad news.
I would fight here, you would steal 1. I would fight here, you would steal 1. I would fight here, you would steal 1.
Then I would win.
And then that's bad for me.
Yeah.
So instead, I'll just use one of these things to reap, and hope that you don't have. I don't think I've seen any mass like you have too much amber cards from your deck. So
Ace of Keys pointed out something that you miscomputed.
What was that?
Which is the shoulder ids have this line of text that says they cannot fight. I can't fight with
Oh,
them.
you can't fight. Okay, great. Yeah, that's wonderful. So I'm just gonna jack it up and then go to the next turn.
All right.
Go to 5 cards here.
Let's go Untamed.
This is where Zach just says, I can or cannot stop you.
Molly Mac will destroy your thing.
This game?
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably for the best, actually, for me.
I'm gonna attach here. When I reap, I can get an extra one.
Yeah.
We're gonna play Persistence Hunt and get an amber. It says,
Yeah, these guys are up.
exhaust each enemy creature of a chosen house. I'll exhaust all of your Star Alliance creatures.
You got it.
Then I'll pass.
Yeah. What's up, dude?
Dunked on me. So that didn't feel like a disparity at all.
Not at all. No, the Alliance format is a complete waste of time. We don't need it.
I do feel like I felt very in control until you did the whatever you did to gain a ton of amber.
Yeah, put it all, exalt them all, and then move it all off.
Yeah.
Yeah, super strong.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay.
Crazy.
Well, there's that.
All right. Well, maybe I need to make my deck better. Actually, one thing I do think is true. I didn't know it. Let me pull these cards out real quick. The Bombex thing.
That's so funny.
So check
This
this
is why
thing out.
science is important, though, isn't
It
it?
is why it's important.
You can listen to all the dialogue online about X, Y, and Z, or you can just get the cards on the table and see what
Now,
happens.
I will say, for my historically 50-something decks are not even playable.
Yeah, totally.
Like there were Call of the Archon decks with like some houses have no just 0 creatures.
As Van would say, not playable by use.
That's right. I would love for you to prove it.
No,
So, like-
that's absolutely correct. I've had many miserable decks.
Yeah.
Where it's like this is
So-
bad.
You want to draw the chenille last because as an action you can return a Bombex to your hand. And if you play this, you destroy this. And this has an action that you can return this to your hand. And if you play this, you destroy this.
What's all of this worth, though? What do you get in the end?
Well, you gain amber when you play this with 6 armor and 2 life. This is just 9 strength, and when you fight a reap, fully heal it and gain an amber. So, realistically, when I see this early, I mean, I think the right decision is still just to play it. But what you really want to if you see this late, like once these are in the discard pile, it's insane.
Yeah.
Because you can immediately take an action, play this game, never destroy.
This goes back in a hand?
Yeah, so you play it, destroy it.
Yeah.
And they don't destroy it the very next turn. And this in your discard pile. You can take an action, gain an amber, play this.
So you need them in reverse order. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
You need to throw that guy out first, and then that guy gets that guy back, and then that guy.
Effectively, I felt ahead, but I drew this guy turn 1. You destroyed him. And then I had 2 dead cards in my deck. Yeah, I mean,
nobody likes
gave
that.
me an amber, which is fine. But that was interesting.
Yeah, that was a really fun game, Fudginator. What does science say about 1 data point? That's a great question for David. Well, we've proven it. That's our channel.
I think we'd have to play a lot, right?
Let's bust them up.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see what happens.
So
what do you want to do? You want to build that one? You want to build this one? Build both of them.
Good question.
How about we both take our respective decks? We get 3 decks from the stack. We break them into houses, and we make an alliance deck.
All right.
But we got to use one of the houses from our original pool.
I like that. So let's do this. What houses are in your deck?
Sanctum, Sea People, and Star Alliance.
Right. I'm gonna give us each a 50 something sets.
Yeah, cool.
And then there are 2 high 60s. Let me find those.
Which again, SAS, as you guys are saying, SAS is not the be all end all, but
it's only a tool.
It's maybe a little better than random. I don't know.
So here's this.
Alex saying to build an epic quest deck. I think the problem, and this is what you start to realize with Alliance as a whole, is like epic quest is still found in Sanctum. So like I can't add another Sanctum pool to a deck that has epic quest in it. And the reality is, I don't have any knights.
Yeah, unless you find knights in another house.
And do other houses have knights?
I have no idea.
I surely not, do they? I mean, maybe they do. I guess.
I do
Dinosaur
not think
knights.
so.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is divide.
This is so funny. In fact, I so don't have knights. I think I have 3.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, 3 knights. So no alliance is saving the fact that you have 3 knights, and then. Sleeves are a must for Alliance, yeah. So what did we like about our pool here?
I also, while I can clearly see how there's some silly powerful things this deck can do, but I also had in my opening hand the Comm Officer Hings and Gross.
Yeah, also bad.
So
because you want to search them out.
Yeah, and you also want to have a little bit of a battle line going, because the more stuff between them, the more powerful they get. So that was also, I feel like this has conditionally strong things.
Then you should break it with Alliance.
Yeah.
Let's break it open.
This Shadow Stack is crazy, actually.
Yeah, so I feel like I was really digging the Saurian side of this deck. Imperial Road, I think, is just generally strong. I think a little bit of a combo here with Senator Quintina and Censor Philo is like a nice little mini combo. You can put a lot of pressure on the board that way. And then with the Berry Riches on top of that, that gets pretty solid. So you've also got 2 Crushing Charges in this pool. Good removal. And it hits one of your dinos, I think. 2 of your dinos, that's not good. And then 2 Decadence is just super solid. This is such a good card, especially with that Berry Riches. I wish I had 1 or 2 more of those. And then we can also look at our Star Alliance cards, which are all just, the way I feel about Star Alliance is, yeah, this is all pretty good. But it's not enough for me to understand it.
They are randomly good.
Okay, so let's start with the Saurian side.
Yeah, so my original deck, the Star Alliance has a fair number of Amber Generation stuff. It's also got the Comm Officer Hings combo, and that's really about it. The Untamed has 2 Old Patties and 1 Youngest Bear, which I think is really good.
Dude, it's so good.
It's also got 2 Mollymok, which destroys artifacts, which is important. It's got that Chanel combo thing.
Chanel, you fancy?
Which is
fancy
interesting.
Boy.
Reclaimed by Nature is also cool. It's more artifact control. and then exhaustion through persistence hunting. So like that's a pretty good little stack. The shadow stack is pretty crazy too. It actually has 3 of the shoulder id.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you could build an entire world around that card, couldn't you?
Like that's just
That card is awesome.
powerful.
Yeah.
Old Bruno's really good. Cement Shoes was good, but I think there's 2 in the deck. Yeah, and it does 2 damage and it destroys something to raise the tide, but you've never had anything that can kill with 2 health. Like not at any point ever.
Strategically.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I definitely did that on purpose.
So that's pretty good pool. I like the Untamed probably the
I gotta
best.
tell you, this is already like, yeah. I mean, this is pretty cool. Like, I'm just looking at these. I'm like, man, the possibilities are actually crazy. All right, so we've got our Saurian pool. It is a little awkward to like. Oh, I guess you just look at the backs. It's not hard.
The card backs.
It makes me uncomfortable to like get them unassociated, but here we are.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the logos pool in this one. Okay, steel, archive, support, draw. I mean, that's just kind of generally good.
Card
Play an action card from your discard pile and purge it. Bury riches. That could be a winning strategy there. I like that. Play a non-logos on phase shift. That card is generally just great. Damage, steal. Actually play another action card, gain 1. So, honestly, like I'm looking at this logos pool, all of these creatures are less than 4 power. My crushing charge on the Saurian side makes me not want to play a pairing that has like super low power creatures, so I'm kind of like already off of this. So I'm just gonna put it over here for now with Sir Hastings. Let's see what we've got. Zap is super solid. Captain Val. Ugh, I mean, that's just unbelievable ability. I can't believe how good this card is. Have you seen this card? You gotta kill that.
Oh, she's like a classic.
She's the card. Can you believe it?
Yeah. All the like center of battle line stuff is like atrociously good.
Okay, we got Bind Discovery. We got double tide raising cards here. We've got another lieutenant at 5 power. Yeah, all good. More removal. So actually, if I start stacking these, another lieutenant. Okay.
Oh,
this is good. This is good.
What else is this?
Yeah. Okay, look at this. If we pair this, we've got removal. Capture. I'm gonna put that in the. I'm gonna put that here. Amber control. Let's call it. I don't know. There's probably a way that you can start to do this. Tide cards. I can go here. Use something out of house. I mean, that's just awesome. I'll put that in that stack. Creatures. This is removal.
The logos pool from this Duke Baxter Starbringer has 2 phase shift, which is
Ooh,
good.
I love phase shift. Yeah, it's the best.
It also has a final analysis, which is destroy each creature. Each player draws a card for each creature they destroyed this way. It's gross.
Okay, and then these are just kind of like cards that aren't terribly good. These are all
What's
good
What's
creatures.
the name of that guy, Zach?
Which guy?
Starbringer?
Oh, the deck? It's a deck.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said Duke Starbringer.
Yeah. The deck is Duke Baxter Starbringer. Yeah, which is nice.
Okay, this is cool. So like, I've kind of already got some stuff kicking here. I've got 4 cards. I've got 2 like wipes. I've got 2 general removal cards. I've got some good tide synergy going on here. I could probably start looking at what I need right now is like gaining amber and controlling your amber, which I guess is the whole point of the entire game. So
here we are.
So yeah, so we'll see. We've got a shadows side and we've got an untamed side that we can mess with here. This isn't too bad. I'm still really playing around my destroy creatures of 4 power or less idea. I just want that to always be good. Which probably means shadows is going to be pretty difficult. You can only do so much, you know? You can only do so much. Okay, what do we get in our untamed pool? Fight, gain 1. So, okay, that's just gaining amber. This is kind of in the amber control category. Play, return from discard pile to hand on the Witch of the Dawn. It's okay. Exhaust, that's good.
Wow.
Uh-huh. These are creatures. Friendly creature, a +1. This is a lot of creatures that are destroyed by my stuff. Unfortunately, I think Shadow probably is too. Ugh. Ugh, it's so gross. I need another deck.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Give me another one of them decks, would you? Another one of them.
Which deck are you dejecting?
This one's open if you want to look through that one.
That's the other 50. I give us each the next lowest one.
Yeah,
and
take
the
yourself a
highest
60. Two deal yourself a
No,
60.
I don't
there.
need another
Yeah,
one.
give me, I'm just looking for something that doesn't have a bunch of weak creatures in it. You gotta play around the decks, you know?
Uh-huh. Seems good.
This one is equally bad for that purpose.
Stack them up.
Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure it's not just one house that's skewing me. Uh-huh. I mean, you know what's happening already is... I mean, already you can get crazy. Like, I can make a deck right now that just destroys all the creatures forever.
All the time.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah.
Yep. Welcome to
I
the
need
jungle.
another one. I need to try. Give me check through that one.
Here you go.
I mean, you look through it too. You know, I gotta keep it safe. Keep it safe. That's right, Vince. Now we're playing Soul Keyforge. Yeah, we're taking all 12 from the deck. That's correct. All right, let's go. Okay, I can do that. Okay. I need some higher strength creatures, and what I'm finding is that these houses don't have them. A little bit of everything all the time. Okay, there we go. This is what we needed. Ah, this is so good now. You know what's crazy? I just rebuilt the deck to like work well, and it's the same houses as it originally came with. What's that about? Is that on purpose?
I mean, you're probably grabbing better pods from the same houses to mix with whatever was a decent pod from the first deck, if I had to guess. So I'm doing this, by the way. The 2 pods I'm not using, I'm putting back with the...
Yeah, I've got them right here. Okay, this is great. Yeah, we're here. We've done it. So I did a quick... Okay. And now we get to decide. Here's my pull the house out of each of these guys. All right, here's what we're adding to the stack here. We've got 2 of Hadros Wall, which is quite important. Primarily because it's going to protect my creatures from my own crushing charges, which is kind of a powerful card that I'm playing into.
Let's leave them up.
Then we're going to add things like the Vault Keeper. Can't be stolen. That seems good. Enemy creatures can't reap from Barrister Joya. Seneschal Sargassa here at 6 after player raises the tide. Capture 2. We needed a little bit of capture. Light Everlasting. Play a single creature from your discard pile anywhere in your battle line. Generally just a good card. Trial by Water. Reset the tide.
Back to
tide
neutral.
control. Strange Ordination. Tide high card. So
Look at all
that
the
kinda
amber
goes here.
creation, though.
Yeah, I'm grabbing all the amber. And then 2 Staunch Knights that are +2 on the flank, so they can stay safe from my board wipe. And this is just beef. We've added a ton of beef to the deck.
All right.
And we're gonna see how the beef does.
I kept my Untamed pod from my first deck because I liked it a lot. And then I ended up grabbing a Unfathomable pod that can control the tide a little better. Also has a fair amount of amber generation.
As you might expect, you might be able to just put the gas on, because the thing about this is I don't really have a lot of good amber control, but I think you probably have to choose a
lane.
Choose a lane, or maybe you try to do it all. Maybe you've got to satisfy all of them. There might be a formula kind of approach that comes, like that does usually in deck building Magic, right? You have to have a certain percentage of lands to...
Yeah. But, you know, when you're actually doing construction, honestly, I think doing, you know, in air quotes, constructing Keyforge will make the people better at evaluating Archon decks.
Like standard, yeah.
Because you'll start seeing, when you get to choose, it's like, well, how much amber generation do I need in a deck for it to be good? And how much control and removal and all that business? You don't, you know, normally you're just dealing with the cards you're dealt.
Yeah, I wonder if I could get, like, you know, find a deck that has 3 of these, destroy everything with power 4 or less, and then, like, maybe there's cards out there that lower the power of enemy creatures and stuff, and you could really start to put something together.
Totally. And that's where some pods in decks would be significantly better with, you know, 1 or 2 other specific pods.
Yeah.
But they're so conditional, so it's only like that kind of pod, if it shows up with that kind of thing later in a deck, would be useful, but now that's the point of
Yeah,
it.
now you get to, you can explore that asset, that facet of it. I mean, what do you think already? What do you think just putting them together like that? How was that experience for you?
So,
you feel like you're playing Star Wars? LCG?
It's interesting. And I think it gives you a something to do with your all of your decks, and like gives you a lot more to consider, and it creates a game outside the game that we always talk about. But I do know there are degenerate combinations of things.
Sure.
So that's what I expect at tournaments, even in Archon, though.
Yeah.
Is for people to have it. So this just makes it easier for anybody to maybe have it.
Yeah.
And in terms of kitchen table, like, I would rather do this than have a bunch of decks over there that we're just like, it's really not good enough.
And the other thing to keep in mind is the vast majority, I think still, like you're saying, of Keyforge play is going to be in a sealed or a single Archon format. So, like, is it problematic that this exists as an option at all, given that it's not... Ghost Galaxies is saying this is the only way to play Keyforge now. They're saying this is a way, and we will officially support it with some events.
Yeah. And I obviously, one reality and concern, and this was addressed in the article too, is like, if you create too many formats, you split the player base.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to show up to play somewhere and everyone's playing the same game.
Yeah, it's like, we want to play Keyforge, we show up together, and it's like, I've got my Alliance deck, and you're like, oh, I've just got... Yeah. But you can technically play, still is the good thing.
Luckily, every deck is an Alliance deck, hypothetically.
You just might get booted.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I get the concerns people have. Wow.
Also, if nobody likes it, nobody will play it.
That's right.
That's the other important factor to keep in mind. There is a release valve. It's called agency.
Even L. Steven?
Yeah.
It's even.
I'll take first, I reckon. What do I draw? 7, don't I? I think I only drew 6 last time. 7, then I can mulligan to 6 and then play 1.
Yeah. Captain Talon. So what is Alliance format? Alliance format is when you take 3 pods of different houses.
These are different
from any decks in the same set and combine them into a single deck.
Did we have plenty of space? We can zoom out too if we need to. Okay, we've got one play. All I need is one mic. Oh wait, that's 6 cards. I need 7. That's gonna be pretty good, probably. Mutagenesis Researcher from Star Alliance.
Ooh, not a lot of enhancements.
It does nothing. Yeah, I'm just getting it out because it's a complete waste of time.
All right, let's
but
party.
It did its work before I even got to the table.
It can't just be named like Bill.
Yeah, right. Just Bill the icon maker. He gives your deck good things, and he's not worth anything.
Let's grab one of these.
I totally agree. Whoever said this, Fudginator. This is for players like me that find weird satisfaction in like personal achievements, basically. And it's not I want to win the tournament. It's I want to win a tournament with an Archon deck that's Alliance format. So like everybody's got their Alliance decks, and I come in and I'm like, I have a single deck.
El Natural.
In fact, I'll buy it off the shelf before I start the tournament. I'll sit down and I'll beat all of you, even though you've had all this agency and deck construction. It'll work. Impressive. It only needs to work once.
One
and you'll
time,
be a legend.
and you're totally a legend.
Just try it every week.
Someone's asking about the houses in my deck. It's Logos, Unfathomable, and Untamed. All right, well, let's see how this goes.
Nathan Mendelson, I think this is worth talking about. Yeah. So Keyforge took their premise of no deck building and threw it out the window. So that's a dramatic way to say that. Ultimately, what Keyforge did is they said we're introducing a new format, given a lot of the challenges that we've heard expressed from the player base in terms of acquiring more decks and whether or not that's giving you actually more options, given that some decks invariably are going to be a lot better than others. And they said, you know what we'll do is we'll create a format where players who are interested in doing this can take a house slice from any given deck, combine it with two other house slices, and create their own what's called an Alliance deck. So they're offering an alternative way to play the game. That is not the standard way. It's not the only officially supported way to play, but it is one way that you can play the game. And as people have said in the chat, people have already been doing this. So it's not exactly a new thing. It would be one thing if they said the only way we're supporting Keyforge moving forward is this way. But it's like, no, this is just added as an option. And I think the vast majority is still going to be Sealed or Archon. In my opinion, I think that's where it'll land.
I'm going to go Unfathomable. We're going to play a Hookmaster. Fight if the tide is high, my opponent loses 2 amber.
It's not.
No, when it fights. Brain Drain, gain an amber. Look at my opponent's hand, choose a card from it, and put it on top of their deck.
You can't read them, though. It said choose, not read.
No discard pile yet.
I think one of the, and this is, we're going to talk about this in the podcast this week. It's like, who's in charge of a community having fun with the products they have?
That's a good question.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it seems like there's been a real lack of critical analysis of that particular question. And it's a life question too. It's like, who's in charge of the fun that I have? And the reality is, I mean, like, if your local community doesn't want to play Alliance, they don't have to.
It won't. Just
like previously, if you wanted to play Sealed, and everybody was like, yeah, we'll do some Sealed, then everybody played Sealed.
Snosh and I talking about it.
If your local community said, or your play group said, hey, we want to play Archon, then you played Archon. It's just adding a third option for people who want that. But like, Ghost Galaxy doesn't come to every play group and say, here's how you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And like Flesh and Blood doesn't do that. You know, like they have the Blitz format and the Constructor format. If you want to play Common, or if you want to play Clash, whatever, that's kind of your business until you get to like a world championship. And like the aspirational nature of getting, like, I need to practice Alliance at the local level so I can go win the world championship of Keyforge is low. That is not the vast majority of players.
Yeah, I agree. Back over to you.
That's it.
Yeah, it is low. Very low.
So it's just kind of like, you just find your fun on this, right? I mean, I don't know. Having options doesn't necessarily mean much of anything, does it? You can. There's infinite options. I mean, I could use these cards if I wanted.
People do whatever they
I
want.
could combine 3 of the same
Literally
house.
anything they want.
What do you want to call that podcast?
Finding the fun.
Finding the fun. Rediscovering the magic. Rekindling the magic? That'd be a good title, wouldn't it?
Rekindling the keyboard.
Yeah. Taking back control of your fun from the publisher. They make good products.
You make fun.
And we make fun. We make fun.
Of each other.
Okay. Well, that was kind of a rude thing you did there.
You're welcome.
Are you going to raise the tide?
But another thing for Fab at my locals, people won't play anything but CC anytime around any events because they want reps. Organized play trickles down into locals.
Yeah. And that's unsolvable by the publisher. Really.
It's also, and to me, Fab is a different beast, though. It's built to be explicitly a competitive game.
Yep.
So I would expect
a tournament
whatever
game,
the tournament formats are is going to trickle down.
Yeah, that's true. Because actually, you're right. In Flesh and Blood, there's a lot more people who aspire to compete at a high level at the game. They built that in. They've marketed to that kind of a persona. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's why I think that's why it's such a fascinating conversation because there's a lot of nuance to that.
We're gonna play Eureka. Gain an Amber. I love the flavor text on this. Check this out before I resolve it. 15 years, 40 million UX credits, and a 3% improvement on the real duck. And that robot's happy about it. He's running the
you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know these cards had flavor text.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Like this Hookmaster says, be careful what you fish for.
That's pretty cool. Did you combine that with Old Patty?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is a fishing deck.
It's a fishing deck, a fisherman's deck. Ducks, fish, etc. Fish.
Did you make a fisherman's deck?
Oh, yeah. I'm over here, Spike playing theme. Okay, when I play it, I gain 1 from the Amber bonus icon here. I also play it and I gain 2 Amber.
Yeah.
We're racing now. And then it says, archive 2 random cards.
From your hand.
You pick 2 random, don't look.
Used to.
Oh, let me see.
It didn't tell me I couldn't look.
Okay. I told you couldn't look. Don't you see? All right, then we're going to play an isotropic core, gain an Amber.
Jeez, you did this strategy, I see.
Each friendly creature gains hazardous 1.
Uh-huh.
Then we're going to play Face Shift. And we're going to play Way of the Pixie on this Hookmaster. This creature gains Reap, gain Amber. So then I'll pass to you. Draw 6.
You built the Mercedes. You just playing the gas.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're playing the gas, man. Well, this is interesting. Okay. Well, this isn't going to get better, is it? Okay. Here's what we're going to do. 6. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to choose Sanctum. And we're going to play... I mean, should I just try to kill you here?
What up, Zach? Saying jumped in late. What's the new Alliance format? You can basically mix pods from different decks of Keyforge from the same set into a deck.
Is that the official Tide card?
Oh, sure.
I didn't raise it. I was just curious. I might, though. Just want to let you know I might.
I see.
So I'm going to capture 1 from you, courtesy of his little bauble.
Okay.
That is Seneschal Sargassa.
That's stealing.
All right.
Literally, he stole from me.
General Salvador over there.
Mm-hmm.
And Stasna over here. +2 power on the flame.
Look at him go.
Go ahead and zoom out a little bit. And then, yeah, pass it on over. All right, you're entering a world of pain. Z-Storm. Is that Z-Storm? Is that Zach?
That's that, yeah.
Runeblade Extraordinaire? Is he still playing Fab? You guys still talking about...
The Secret Runeblade Society died.
Yeah, because it wasn't secret anymore.
Yeah, it was not.
Everybody learned that they were great.
You have no amber.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I told you I was just playing beef.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, we're going to go with Unfathomable. We will reap.
What does that do? A bunch of stuff, right?
Creates 1 amber, and then this ability creates an extra.
So you get money.
Cash money. I will get 3 chains to make the tide high. I hate doing it. Oops.
You can capture 2 from me. But I don't have any.
Yeah. I'm going to play Rakuzal's Chant. Gain an amber. If the tide is high, exhaust each creature.
No.
Exhaust a creature. If the tide is high, exhaust each creature.
Are you kidding me? What is this card? Why does this card exist? Are you kidding me? Exhaust
Did you
each
find the card?
creature?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, yeah. Then we'll play a Hookmaster and another Hookmaster, and we'll pass to you.
This is not okay.
You've been hooked.
So everything's just unusable. I was definitely planning on using that stuff.
Makes sense. It does make sense. Yeah. Oh, check, by the way.
Yeah. By the way.
Porque dos.
You see the Hookmaster flavor text?
Be careful what you fish for. Yeah.
Just might get it. And it all crashes down.
Budgenator Alliance, here we come, baby.
And you break your crown.
Just destroy them all.
One more thing. Play the king. Castles trembling like just a thing.
Nailed it.
Where's your crown, king? Nothing. Where's your crown? Okay. Ergo vis-a-vis. Can you tell me what that isotrope cord does back then?
They all have a hazardous one.
Luckily, I'm exhausted, so I can't even think about how I would deal with that.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That changes everything. I'm literally just kind of like flailing. We cannot... I mean, they don't do anything, right? They're just little weenies.
These guys?
Yeah.
I mean, I can reap for 4 amber.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But like, are you just gonna do that forever?
I mean, until you do something about it, probably.
I'd be doing something similar.
Yeah, but you only got 3 creatures in a house.
So I do have to choose a house.
It is true.
This is the problem.
At some point, a choice must be made.
All right, I'm gonna choose Star Alliance. I'm gonna play Unity or Discord. Return up to 2 friendly creatures, and each ability to attach them to their owner's hands. We're gonna take this one. And we're gonna take this one. Then we're gonna play... I don't think I prioritized Amber enough.
What up, Nyarthlopic? Amber? Yeah, Amber is important. In a racing game about Amber.
We're going to play Grand Alliance Council. Choose a creature of each house, destroy each creature not chosen. So I'm going to choose these 3. Destroy this one. And then you can have that one.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for playing. You're gonna make me play not unfathomable this turn.
And I'm gonna raise the tide, taking 3 chains. And that's gonna trigger this. After a player raises the tide, a creature they control captures 2 from their opponent.
Oof.
So we'll get 2.
It's a shame if something happened to all those creatures.
Onto this guy. He seems hard.
That card's gone, right?
This guy, yeah.
Look at you keeping one creature from each house.
Look at me, I'm so clever. I mean, this guy's stacked, but also it's so much value baked into killing this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put him there. And then I will pass it on over to you. And I'll draw 5 because that's the game we're playing now, I guess. Oh wait, I already have 6. So that was great. So I don't lose a chain if I don't draw, or is it every turn I lose a chain?
I think if you wouldn't draw, you don't lose one.
Okay.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, over to me. Check this hot play out.
What's up, Nyarthalopic?
Ready for this?
Yeah. Chris, you can still do that though. That's the beautiful thing about it. I do agree. I think that's my preferred way too. I would take sealed Keyforge 95% of the time. Yeah. Alliance formats are something I'm personally that interested in, but
Persistence hunting. Choose a house, exhaust each enemy creature at the chosen house. We'll exhaust that guy. Again, Amber. We're gonna play a Bombex. Again, Amber blow itself up. See you later. We're gonna play a Fafalde. Again, Amber blow itself up.
Your strategy is crushing, dude.
We're gonna play.
It's not worth it. It is just a super chain of things dying.
Reclaim by Nature. I'm gonna blow this up and resolve its Amber bonus.
You did you see, this is where when deck building gets involved, I fall apart completely.
He remembers why he's here. He's trying to win.
Oh, what's the win condition? Yeah, let's press the gas on that.
Just throw all those in there. All right, end of the round, I lose a chain. You can keep the tide. I'll draw back up.
All right, well, let's create the problems my deck can create. Let's choose Sanctum.
Check, by the way.
Yep. I think you got that one. You're gonna have that key for sure. One of the things I do wish was the case in Keyforge. If I can make any change to the rules, every time you forge a key, you lose all your amber. I would love it to not be like crazy. You just like dump amber and then suddenly you can just...
I think the idea of not losing it is that it's the tension between if you only get 6 amber, then your opponent can steal or capture 1 and stop you. But if there are cards that really penalize you for being past 6.
Right. They still penalize you, right?
Yeah. But it's like gaining 10 used to be like bait and switch was the card. Super risky because it was like, oh,
that card was good.
It was very good. They errated it. Errated it.
Errated. Okay, let's go Sanctum. Let's go Hadros Wall. Each friendly flank creature gets +2.
You shed a chain either way. Apparently.
I do?
Yeah.
No way. I wasn't below what should be my hand size.
If you have 3 chains and 5 cards in hand, you don't draw, but you still... So if you would draw but can't, you shed it. But if you were at 6, you don't shed a chain.
I was at 6 and I was supposed to draw 2/5. So yeah, I'm still chained up. Okay, so we need this guy on the flank, and we need this guy on the flank. So let's go Light Everlasting. Gain an Amber.
He's got an Amber, ladies and gentlemen.
And I can play a Sanctum from discard into my battle line anywhere I want. So we'll put this here. Then we'll play a Staunch Knight over here. We'll play Sir Barrister over here. And then let's go ahead and... I don't know, see, this shuts off a lot of things for you. So I would take Hazardous 1 +4. So I'm taking 5 damage. So I take 3 damage.
I don't have Hazardous 1 anymore.
Oh, cool. So I take 2 damage to do this? Yeah. I'll just attack you for 2. I'll take 2 and then I do 6 to you.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a board presence man. What can I say?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Over me?
Yeah.
It's key time.
I love this giant board. You're just like, wee!
Round and round we go, baby.
And I'll go and add these for clarity right now.
Mm-hmm. It's a big old board.
Yeah, it's a big board, isn't it? We've taken different approaches for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go. I'll put my archives in my hand. We'll go Logos. I'm gonna play Data Forge. Games me an Amber. I can technically forge a key at +10, -1 for every card in my hand.
Wow.
So I'm not.
That's crazy. I mean, like.
So there are cards that let me draw a bunch.
But like, you could forge at 5.
No, it's
right?
6 + 10. -1 for every card in my hand.
60. So you got like 11 usually.
So I really had it going on. We're gonna play Phase Shift. Play a non-logos card. We're
Look
gonna
at how much more of your deck you've gone through. I think that's really interesting.
Cruising. Well, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help you out.
I've got like 3 things in
I'm
my
gonna
discard
play a
pile.
Thalassophobia. Gain an Amber. Discard the top 10 cards of your opponent's deck.
Get me closer to my good cards.
Yeah, sure. Excellent. Then I'm gonna play PI.
So would you like to review them? Yeah.
I'm gonna play PI Sweven.
Wait, what is the? Yeah, this is
Look, it's you. PI Sweven. Stephen Sweven. If I reap and the tide is high, I draw 3 cards with that card.
Enemy creatures can't reap right now. Beware.
I'm with you.
Yeah, you
Just
hit
let
it
me
on?
know.
Yeah, just let me know. Okay, appreciate
If the
that.
tide is high and I reap with that thing.
You draw 3. Yeah.
End of my turn.
Nobody wants that.
Draw up to 5, lose my last chain, and by the way, check.
Thanks. All right, we're gonna choose Sanctum, of course. I'm gonna swing into PI Sweven.
Yeah.
Take 2 armor there. Then I'm gonna reap 3 times.
Over to me.
Yep.
You're gonna. Oh, you're reaping. Got it.
Yeah.
It's forge a key.
Yeah.
Reapers be reaping.
Reapers be reaping it.
Reapers be reaping.
I've got a slow road to hoe here.
Alright, let's go Untamed. I'll play a Molly Mac and blow up your artifact.
Ah,
I'll play another one,
you double Mollymock. Nobody wants that.
and then I'll pass over to you. Oh. Paginator, is the Alliance deck worse than the low SAS Archon deck?
It may actually be. Yeah. I'm not. Don't sleep on my ability to do this exact thing.
It got worse.
The question is, how much should I be playing to something that I know? I just don't like. It's so risky because like if you have kill everything stuff, oh my gosh.
Reginald, what is Alliance?
It'd be
Alliance,
so bad for me.
3 pods in a deck. You can mix and match from the same set. So they can't match houses, but you can take like a Sanctum pod from one deck, a Star Alliance from another, and Shadows from another, and forge one deck. You ever have like a put all creatures into play back into their owner's hand situation, or blow them all up?
I'm just thinking like, so there's a line where like I get a bunch of amber on my stuff, and then I can soak it into my pool with that card that I use. I haven't seen it yet. But if I'm in the process of doing that, and then you kill everything, you like stolen. You haven't stolen the game. You've won it very obviously.
It would be bad.
Yeah. So like that's a little scary for me. So I think I'm gonna work this board state a little bit. But let me tell you, man, I wish I had that Hadrian's Wall.
Sorry about you.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna reap 3 times, and then I'm gonna swing at one of your Molly mocks.
I do 5 at you.
Yeah, so I'll take 3.
Up to, you get 3 amber, right?
Yeah. Check.
Check. What's the guy prevents me from reaping?
This one.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Who needs reaping when all your cards have amber? We're gonna go Unfathomable. I'm gonna play Portal, gain an amber, raise the tide.
You can capture 2 after player raises the tide.
Molly Mock. Here we
Seems
go.
really good for you and not awesome for me there.
We're gonna play a Horde Cyan. We're gonna play a Tamwa of the Glow. Exhaust a creature of the tide is high. Draw a card for each exhausted enemy creature.
Whenever you reap, yeah.
Play another Portal. Gain 1 because the tide's already high. We're gonna go and archive this card. Then we'll pass to you.
You just play the cards that get you the amber. Oh, I get it. I get it, dude. I understand.
Deck's good, dude. Deck's good. Dave O saying, interestingly, Christian T. Peterson, founder of FFG, owner of Ghost Galaxy Games, owner of Keyforge, said he does not like chains in a recent podcast. So I definitely get the
I get it, yeah.
plus and minuses. Like having the ability for decks locally to kind of chain out. But it is a complex thing just to manage and remember. That just means a lot of times people's favorite decks they can't play forever. So, little this, little that. How many keys you on? Wait a second.
Pretty well settled it.
There was an attempt.
Attempt at constructing. Just keep me away from it, would you?
Immediately burned.
Okay, we've got some ideas here, you know. Yeah, that's not great, is it? You got a low tide situation there as well. Then.
You're swimming in the sand.
Yeah, we don't want that out for that reason. Yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about Saurion.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Lapisaurus is going to reap.
Okay. Dylan, have you guys seen the idea of Dark Amber tracker instead of chains? If so, what are your thoughts? I have no idea what that means.
It's like dark matter?
Educate me.
Then we're going to play Decadence. We're going to move 1 from a creature to a creature. What do we want the value to be, right?
You gonna put on one of my creatures?
Oh, yeah.
That seems like the play.
Yeah.
If I were guessing.
Just put it there.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe not there.
What's the thing that lets you put it on your own creatures?
Oh, wait, hold on. I've done this all wrong. Let's just take this back here.
Okay. Cool.
We just won't even re-put that guy in.
All right. We are
A lot of things in old Duder's head, yeah.
back that right on up.
Okay, so let's just think for a second. Let's go there to there, and then we use this. I've got to do this. is the only thing that would kill you there. 3. I stay alive. We take away some ins, some outs, some ups, some downs, you know? All right, we've changed our mind. Or have we? This is harder now because it's a constructed world, right?
Loosely constructed.
Yeah, loosely.
I built 3 pods out of 3 decks.
Maybe I just shouldn't. I'm focused on the wrong thing here.
You're not focused on winning?
I'm definitely not focused on winning, am I?
You just see me churning out
It's just not
every
it.
card I play.
I need more cards here. I'm going to choose the dinosaurs, yeah?
Okay.
And then we're going to try to be clever about this. Okay?
Okay.
2, 3. I lose 3. You lose 2. Not a great exchange there, really, is it? And then you're going to be able to probably kill this guy, and that is a problem. Just to be known, yeah, it is a problem. Sure, though. Let's play a Decadence here. Exalt ready and use a friendly creature. So I'm going to Exalt here. I'm going to do 6 here to your Molly thing, and then I'm going to take 2. So I got 4 here. Or 5. That's 5 health. I'm going to take 1 more. 3 plus 2 is 5. So it's kind of a bummer there. Then I'm going to use the Lapisaurus to reap.
These are yours, right?
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Styling and profiling.
Yeah, this is still, it's going to be a bit of an issue. Then we'll play Crushing Charge. Destroy each creature with power 4 or lower. That's going to be these. You can have this stuff. Exactly as intended right there, you know. And then we'll play a Venator Altum. And then a Senator Quintana. Quintana, man.
Creep can roll.
Creep can roll, dude. And then I'll pass to you. I do gain a chain for that, and then I lose the chain. I'm just chained forever because this deck's too good, of course. 3,
I'm gonna help you out though.
4, and 5. Okay, over to you.
All right. Let's see if I can lose this thing. What did I archive here? Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Let's see if I can lose this thing. So funny.
I mean, it puts pressure. You don't have shadows in your deck anymore, from what I can see.
Well, I'll let you do the math on that one.
Yeah, no shadows. Okay, cool.
So good.
We're gonna play
I
a
got 2 left. I don't remember. I think it won't matter.
Positron Bolt in an Amber. Deal 3 damage to a flank creature, 2 to its neighbor, and 1 to its neighbor. So
Oof.
3, 2, 1. It's not that not that good. He takes 3.
3, 2, nothing, 2, nothing.
I'm gonna play a Final Analysis. Destroy each creature. Each player draws a card for each creature they control destroyed this way.
Okay. You get 2 monies there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in check and then hope
1,
you don't have an
2,
answer.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah. I told you to help you out. All the chains.
Yeah.
I'm gonna discard
Come
and then say check and pass it back over to you.
Let's see if I do have any cards that can do anything about this. Hey, look at this though. Let's forge up.
He's on the board.
We're on the board, baby. And then I need to draw my 5 cards. 1,
It's for you asking if you can move your
2,
pool of amber somewhere not behind the cards when they pop.
4, 5. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. No. How many do you have? 7?
7.
Okay. Well, there is something that can maybe be done.
Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7. Okay, so if I choose... Yeah. got?
Not drawing for the rest of the game.
Two, okay.
Gotta get down to
Yeah, dude, we're not drawing ever again. It's over. There is no draws
Once
here.
you finally get under, you're just gonna still have 5-card hands for a couple turns. Hope you like what you got. Legendary saying final analysis suspect. Well, I figured if he had nothing in play already and I'm at 6 and he doesn't have shadows, it's very difficult for him to take 2 amber from me.
Yeah, I will be doing that though.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's
And
just,
I have a follow-up.
yeah, well, he's gonna keep asking the question, right? Because like, I'm not gonna be able to draw more cards that help me.
Your
here.
hand is your hand.
1, 2, 5. Okay, well, this is kind of interesting. We'll play Star Alliance, Captain Val there.
There she is.
Center of the battle line, play a card that's not of your active house during the turn. That's good to know.
You can do that right now.
I can, and I will. Do I have to resolve the fight icons?
Fight. When they fight, you do.
The like damage icon there?
You do.
Is that
Yeah, I think
optional?
so.
Oh, she's got armor, I guess. So, Bam Discovery, 1 amber. Take that, and then 1 to Captain Val there, and then I raise the tide. Look at that.
Whoosh.
The official way. Then for my out of house card, I'll play a Strange Ordination. I'll gain 3, and I'll capture 1.
Look at him go.
Check. Then we're back in Star Alliance. We'll play Agent Sepia, capture 1.
What captures me?
And the little
Oh, there it
icon
is.
bobble.
I was like, what is happening?
Then we'll play a Biome Discovery, gain an amber.
Look at him go. They
And
call it a
then,
comeback.
Look at the top 2, and I can discard one of them. Let's discard.
Devo, is Val in the center if alone? I assume so.
Yeah, I mean the center is the center, you know. It's got to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I get? Yeah, I think I got my amber. And then we'll play Lieutenant
That's a pretty good showing.
Kurriker there, taunting you away from the cap. And did I... Wait, which one of these? None of these do anything, do they? I wish I could discard both of them. And that'll be that.
All right.
Pass it back to you.
I can't forge.
He can't forge, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, let's party on. We'll go Untamed. Old Patty. Old Patty. We'll upgrade 1 with the Way of the Pixie. We'll play a Chanel.
Tell me you can't gain an amber.
And we'll pass to you.
Tell me you can't gain an amber, you crazy man. Forge. Woo!
You crazy man.
I got all these. Actually, I don't remember where my chains are. I think I'm still at 2 or 1 now.
The slings and arrows of Keyforge.
Okay. All right, so we gotta do an assessment here. And I do have a Captain Val moment here. So, All right, I'm gonna go for the old Queen's Gambit here, the old Val Gambit.
The old Val Gambit. I like it.
I'm gonna assume that you can't do anything that you might want to do.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
I don't want to give you the opportunity. So you're clearly gonna raise the tide, right? So we don't want to play this guy. So we can go 1, 2, 3. I mean, sure, right? Right? Yeah, sure. Did I see on some of those through the deck? You definitely have things that like steal stuff and whatnot.
I don't know. I don't even know if I have stuff to steal stuff.
All right, Star Alliance. Let's go Reap. That's gonna get me 1 here, and then because the tide is high, I'm gonna deal 1 and stun this guy.
Alright.
Although, yeah, there's no reason. Yeah, that's better than the chili boy or whatever that guy is.
He's not doing anything.
Chino. We'll Reap here. We'll Reap here.
Okay.
And then our out of house card will be Bury Riches. Tide is high. Move 1.
Ah!
Check.
No. Alright.
Can he do it?
Mine. Gotta get clever.
And my last 5 card hand of the world. Ed the Mat, yes, you can discard cards from your hand at the end of the turn if it's the same house you've declared that turn.
I will go with Untamed.
Okay.
I'll raise the tide.
Yeah.
May pray for rain.
You're gonna try to sweep in a creature that
definitely
can
think I'm
capture.
losing, yeah. Let's Reap here. Let's see what happens.
No.
Tamwa, Reap, exhausted creature. Yeah, okay, got it. So, Hookmaster. No. And discard it. Yeah.
All right, hey, really, we're in a good spot here. It looks good to me.
I'm gonna go take a break. Youngest bear.
How did it happen, Zach?
Remove a stun. That's a good question. I guess we'll Reap.
Gosh.
Yeah, never. Pass to you. Oof.
That one hurts.
Not my day.
Ah, man. Can forge that last key there.
So, moral of the story is don't let you draw 5 cards. That's how it happened. I could have just discarded it, and then I think you're just not in a position to do anything. But you had a ton of stuff out, so I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool, actually. You know, Alliance, like you were saying, it makes you evaluate Keyforge decks a lot differently when you start to inject agency into it, and you're like, so there are decks that are just going to play Amber, and if you don't have a mechanic against that, which I don't ultimately, I would get hammered by a deck that was doing that. There's conceivably a Keyforge Alliance deck that gets an Amber every time they play a card. All their cards have Amber bonuses.
Because you have the enhancement mechanic, right? So
yeah,
if you can find a pod that was like enhanced with 3 Amber, then you suddenly have cards that aren't supposed to have Amber, generate Amber.
And you're just making the money. And so it's almost like Alliance format, and maybe this is the case with normal Keyforge too, because you never know what you're going to find. But you probably have to have, gosh, or it becomes a weird metagame, because you have to have things that punish them for getting a bunch of Amber all at once.
Yeah. Well, that's where we come back to the balance of like, if you lost all your Amber after fortune a key.
Yeah, it would be
too
less
much Amber
exciting,
generation is less exciting. But let's say you gain a bunch. Now, in Alliance, I think you have to have things that clear the board. You probably have to have things that steal or capture a bunch of Amber all at once. You also have to have a way for you to get either Amber or to force a Keyforge on your opponent, like on the active turn.
But question, was this not always true for the Archon format anyway?
That's kind of my point.
Yeah, it's like the same.
I find it unlikely that you would combine 3 pods and be able to do something routinely, grossly worse than you could do with a random deck. It's just that right now you have to have that random deck to do it.
Yeah, it's just you get a shot at making a good Archon deck.
Yeah, and the question for me on the math would be, just as a frame of reference with SAS, I know it's not a perfect tool, but if you have 350 decks that can turn into a 70 by combining them, how high can a 370s together really get?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that a 70 usually already has 2.5 really good pods already.
Right.
So yeah, you make the third one more synergistic and more perfect, but like I don't think the curve up on the best decks. Now there are degenerate combos that were already discovered and that whole thing. It's like I could just win the game.
That whole thing.
And there will be restricted cards and stuff that prevent it, and I think limiting it to a single set makes sense. But I don't think that the best decks benefit more than the worst decks do by combining. If that makes sense.
Totally. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the opportunity is for a lot of worse decks to have value versus a lot of best decks to have more value, I think is what you're saying, which I do agree with that. And like this was great. Like it's just Keyforge. It's the same game as always. It's just a new way you can play it if you or your group wants to do it that way. But again, I think the vast majority is still going to be sealed.
Yeah. Or Archon format.
And there will be a beautiful, the Archon format will still probably be the main format of the competitive cycle. I would guess.
I would guess as well. But it does give you I don't know, like I would be curious for someone way smarter than me to do the science of it, like the math of it.
Wait, this is our channel though.
We're doing the science, but I mean, this is
cardboard
like
chemistry,
experiential, right? But there's math behind it too.
You know what? That's actually an extremely good name. Cardboard chemistry.
Yeah, it is.
Even for us, because we have a certain chemistry, don't we?
What you were going to say. That's a really good name. There's math behind it too.
We should just screenshot that look you just gave the camera. That's the thumbnail every single time.
No, I think it is a really good name actually.
I'm gonna zoom out here.
But yeah, I don't know. Theoretically, if that math is true though, that again, just as a point of reference, if 3 75s come together to make an 85, but then any three, or let's say you have 12 50s, if you could find a way to make most of those come together in such a way that you get into the 75 range, 75 versus 82 on a SAS score is usually a much closer thing than 50 to a 75, even though our test earlier showed not exactly true.
Yeah, I mean, if and SAS is extremely, it's a known inaccurate methodology to begin with too. So, and
it's particularly, as they were saying earlier, like the newer the set, the less data they have. And particularly with Dark Tidings, I don't think they ever went fully in the deep, so to speak, on the tool. I know with like Call of the Archons, I had decks that were originally like 60, 61 that popped up to 75 over time because they keep programming these synergies in, and it's like, oh, as you keep analyzing and figuring out and seeing what decks are winning.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But it's a tool, so it's just a measuring stick of some kind. Yeah. Some kind of indicator.
Better than going in blind, ultimately, not.
Tabletop Royale saying I have several 60 to 69 SAS decks that can combine to 90 plus.
Boom. There you go.
My question is, if a 95 versus an 85 or an 85 versus 75, which one's closer? Because I feel like I own, I think, one deck past 80, and I bought a decent number of decks. Like I have 1 or 2 decks past 80. So if you can get it where anyone that buys 6 decks can get to 75 or 80.
At least have a conceivable shot on it.
Yeah. I think you're getting into the...
That's pretty,
Well, but I don't know. It could be that you just have... Now, people that have good decks can combine stuff to do even more disgustingly.
But there's just no way that proportionally it's going to be more beneficial to the good decks than the bad decks.
The people with the good decks that can get to 120 probably already have decks that would win in the Archon format anyway.
Right.
Like on a strict card per card, compared to like 50s and 60s, right? Like
But like there is, this is how I imagine it. They call me old-fashioned, but we play 4 weeks of Keyforge Sealed of a new set, and then we have 1 week where the event is Alliance, and you take all the decks that you've played from Sealed or that you've bought, see what you come up with, and you play them out. And it's like, cool, okay. And then the next week you do Sealed again, right? It's like, that seems reasonable. And then to me, I think the coolest is still, and then we find the best randomly generated deck through the Archon format, which would be the majority of my competitive play if I was Keyforge.
I don't know. I feel like they even have the Alliance Sealed format, which I think I've played local Sealed events, which are fun because they're casual and doesn't really matter. But if you're going to have Sealed as an actual competitive format, I do think having some sort of agency there to make it so that you go to this event, Worlds or whatever it is, and you could just have
you don't just get a stinker.
You could have a bad deck.
Yeah.
But I don't think it really matters. The question is, do people want to play it and is it fun? And like, I had a good time today.
Yeah, super awesome. That's what we got a question from Rabubi, I think it is. How did it feel to play, or Ben Puffer? How did Alliance feel to play? The exact same, did it not?
100%. I think in a casual / kitchen table setting, which is what this is to me, we have a single display that we're playing with, which is, I think a lot of people are going to experience the game as Sealed, or just locally going with whatever decks they have and hanging out and playing. And or at the kitchen table we bought a display, and this is the decks that we have. And like we were sitting here playing this, it was great.
Yeah.
I don't
like Jonathan's got a bunch of old Call of the Archons decks at his house, and like would I go through those 12 on a night where I'm hanging out with him and be like,
oh, I like this.
I'm gonna make this deck out of these things, and would he be more interested in doing that in his free time? Absolutely would.
Yeah.
Just something to do outside of the game, right?
Yeah.
Just that game outside the game situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I dig it. I get the concerns though about the format, but I don't know.
I guess this bakes into that podcast we need to have, where it's like this format has existed since the beginning of Keyforge. The only difference is that you might see it at official events, and official events are rare, admittedly, from Christian. It's like there might be 3 to 4 is the vibe that I get of like bigger level Keyforge Celebration style events, World Championship, that kind of thing. But aside from that, the local scene is free to do its own thing. There's no sanctioned way to play there. And of course, kitchen table players can always and have always done whatever they want.
Do literally whatever they want.
So it's like, is this a big deal for those who are wanting to go to a world championship? And is anybody else even impacted if they don't like it, right?
I think the root of the concern comes in that if this becomes the way people play Keyforge, then previously when you go down to your local sealed event, that you're going to show up and people are going to be like, no, I just want to play Alliance format. And I have this like really gross deck. And it's like, if I just wanted to show up and buy a single deck and play the game and not worry about it, it was pitched very much as that, right? It's lean back, sealed deck. You could open the best deck or the worst deck in the world.
But wasn't that always true? If you have somebody down there who says, I only want to play Archon format, and you wanted to play sealed?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but I think it's just one step further. So I get the concern, but I just don't believe, and we'll see, but I don't believe the vast majority of people that play this game are hyper-competitive people that want to play Alliance all the time and just figure out the best deck in the world. And I think even in terms of local, like I played in one kind of regional constructed, Archon format event for Keyforge before the pandemic. And the top 8 decks, like, were good players with, like,
heat,
notable decks.
Yeah.
Like, and there are some people that just don't have decks on that. Terrence in the chat was saying he has 103 decks and only one has a SAS of over 80. And SAS is not a perfect tool. So Tabletop Royale was saying there are SAS decks, even 90 plus, that no way they're guaranteed to win.
Yeah.
So, like, again, it's just a metric, but point being, if you could rate decks from 1 to 100 and a deck was a 95, the number of people that own a 95, not very high.
Yeah, it's a classic bell curve.
Yeah, number of people that could have a 90 if they could combine decks, I think goes way up.
Yeah.
As long as the degenerate, broken, busted, in the game, crazy stuff isn't happening, then it is at least interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Love it.
Leave a comment. Tell us what you think. If you've tried it out, if you love it, hate it, why, etc. I'm curious.
I'll still be over here playing sealed. I mean, that's not going to change. I think communities will find what they like. I think most of them will be relatively unchanged. I think most of them will be entirely unchanged.
Yeah.
I think it will mean almost nothing.
I agree. I totally agree.
Which is great. Because for those people who do want it to mean something, it will mean a lot to be able to play Alliance and try this out.
Even just like when I was going through, I was culling because I had way too many decks, and I was finding people who were interested to play and giving them 4 decks or whatever. But it does add, for the people that are really competitive on that front, they will find value in the decks that a lot of people don't want anymore.
Yeah.
And so as a player who maybe, let's say I have my 12 Dark Tidings, I pick 6 of these to keep and I get rid of 6 others. I can either throw those away, find someone who wants them. Usually if they find someone that wants them means someone that doesn't have any.
Right.
Because someone that already has decks and people that compete, they don't want that.
Yeah, they've already got tons of that.
Yeah, but now there is a
a
use for those in some manner.
And that's what the format's trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Right? You get a new deck. Maybe it's not great of itself, but maybe it has one house slice in it that's like, oh, this is notable. And then I can go shop that out into the collection and see what I come up with. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's great. I got no issues with it.
Tabletop Royale saying, I've put together 100 plus SAS decks using Worlds Collide that you combine. Pretty sure they would just lose to normal Dark Tidings decks.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, that's cool. Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, I don't think there's any issue with this existing. And I think there's going to be some kind of group that plays it and loves it. And honestly, there's even going to be you know, you're sitting at home, right? You got plenty to do, of course, with games. But if you're a Keyforge player, you're sitting at home. You got the weekend to yourself. Something, you know, the kids are off doing something. You're by yourself, and it's like, oh man, I have this time to myself. I'm gonna crack open my Keyforge collection and just build a few alliance decks. See what I can come up with. That'd be fun.
Yeah. And alliance applied to PvE is also interesting.
Ooh.
Because like
now we're talking.
There's a scenario we can't figure out how to beat. It's like we need to bring in something that's got armor or something that can steal amber, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm gonna bring in these shadow. You know, that's just
cool. Yeah, absolutely.
How many alliance decks are just cramming the most amber cards you can?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, but the thing is,
you should be also having. You now can make sure you have cards that steal people from people that. That's what they're doing.
Zach generates 20 amber, and I play the lose all but 5, and then it's like, cool, dude, or steal all but X or whatever. Yeah, there's some real tools to use there. And then lastly, Nyarthlopic, we'll go ahead and answer this one. I may regret asking, how much has Keyforge changed since Call of the Archons? Really not terribly much. In terms of the fundamental game, it's the same. They've added 2 new mechanics for sure. Stun and Enrage are the most notable ones.
Yes, of the Tide.
Not Stun. Enrage and Ward are the new ones. They added the Tide mechanic in Dark Tidings. You saw some of that today in play. But I think that's the only thing that's fundamentally changed. They've added enhance icons. But you know,
this is with previous Keyforge
attack.
I think that the algorithm got better. There were some very unplayable. There were a lot of unplayable, very bad Call of the Archon decks, and some really notably good ones.
Really good, yeah. That was the little Garfield special there.
And they mentioned that in the article about the tighter you make the variants, the less discovery and excitement and weird stuff that shows up. But I do feel like they were saying, a normal Dark Tidings deck can beat some crazy decks. And I think it's because the average is higher. The range is still there, but the average is now higher.
Yeah.
Which is good, but I don't know. I don't feel like it, in terms of first principles and how the game is actually playing on the table.
Yeah. Feels like the same thing from day one. Yeah. All right, everybody. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you here on Cardboard Chemistry, where we run experiments and have a good time with each other. I guess gonna need some work. Keyforge subscription, if you want future booster boxes. Do we call them booster boxes? What are they? Displays? It's so unromantic.
Next set is Winds of Exchange.
Winds of Exchange. We're serving it up on that subscription. You can find that on our website. You can go there.
The last estimate I think I saw was January.
Yeah.
But that was like tentative during the GameFound campaign.
Yeah.
So you sign up, don't have to worry about it. We usually charge a couple weeks before release, ship it a day or two before release so it shows up on release if you're in the US, or as close to that as possible as we can do without risking getting it to you early. And easy peasy.
Maybe we should call it automated recurring pre-orders. ARP. There's some more marketing for you. Anyway, sign up for that subscription. We love it. And the Keyforge Adventures, we've got a subscription for that. If you're a PvE player and you just don't want to worry about when things are coming out and what's going on, just sign up. We'll get it to you as soon as it's
last week,
released. Bamboozler.
Very atypical. Asmodee late in the week was suddenly like,
Did you say atypical?
Well, yeah, it is atypical. They normally don't add things this late.
Yeah, it's weird.
That hasn't happened in a while. It was like a Thursday, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is coming out tomorrow." By the way, so subscribers have been charged. Those have been. I think those are all shipped as of this point. Got that expedited to us, so we get it out to them. But that's a great example of never know what's going on,
here,
but
guys.
We work hard to stay on top of it and make sure subscribers get it as soon as possible. So if you are a subscriber, thank you for supporting us and appreciate having you here.
Yeah, take care, everybody. Let us know about Alliance in the comments. We'll see you then.